Hey yo, everyone! It's Mikey Seuss 4. Uh, it is a late night, so hello and good evening, and probably good morning over in the areas of Europe there. Good afternoon, way over in Australia. So, just giving you an idea of how late it is this evening. But welcome to the stream. I think I'm just going to be probably uh, talking about random things here for about the next 30 minutes or so. Just get some things off my chest and off my mind. But first of all, I want to say that uh, thank you to everyone that came to the stream on July 5th. We did about 4.5 hours and yeah, 4 hours and 34 minutes. 4 hours and 35 minutes, so pretty much. And I want to thank every single person that came, including the people that were a part of my panel group, as well as chat. Everybody did a great job. I apologize again for StreamYard because, uh, I don't have a dial in or a plug in router. I just use Wi Fi. And that's a big issue with StreamYard, apparently. So, on behalf of that, I'll apologize in advance and let you guys know. Let me check something here real quick. Make sure I'm okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got my microphone sound and yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm okay. I'm okay for now. And if I go out again, like I say, if I turn robotic, voice wise or whatever, sorry. That's all I'm gonna say. Sorry. Okay. The first thing I want to get off my chest. Oh, hey, Resolute Germ. How you doing? It's just something I planned on doing. I just wanted to rant about a couple things to get them off my chest. Nothing special. Excuse me. Okay. In the stream yesterday, uh, I was talking about one specific person that gave me a hard time. That was Captain Finity. All I want to say about him is I'm not going to be doing any of his stream. I won't be participating in any of his stuff anymore. And I did unsub him, and for personal reasons, but mostly for a reason that he dissed me as an equal intellectual person, and I didn't like what he said about me, and I definitely didn't like how he pegged me the last time that I talked with him. So, for Captain Infinity's sake, I hope I don't have to meet up with him again. I know he came by for Pop Stream, the last one he did. I think it was, yeah, that 9 hours and 30 minute stream, and he was there, but only briefly. I'm glad he didn't say anything to me because I was ready to tear him a new one, but I don't want to do that. I thought I'd be the better man and not say a word. So, but that's just something to get off my chest there. But now apparently I've pissed off Yvette, and Yvette, well, okay, she lives in the UK. I get it. All right, and we just lost Queen Victoria II. She's gone, and now we've got her unfortunate son, Prince Charles, or who's now the king. And look, I understand. Okay, when you come to Canada, Canada is a protectorate of the United Kingdom, right? Great Britain, whatever they call it. I gotta get my glasses on. Sorry about that. Yeah, right, Resolute. You're right. Finity isn't the most stable of personalities. That's absolutely true. Uh, but anyway, with Yvette, I mean, like, with Yvette, I thought I found at least a kindred mind. I mean, we were actually talking, and about physics and and other things. And I thought maybe she was gonna be different. I guess maybe that's the word. I don't know. But apparently I pissed her off because in Pop's stream I admitted that when I first found out, well, okay, we went to a friend's funeral, right? And I said, I guess I have to say, God save the king. But every time I want to say it, every time I feel like I have to say it, especially if I want to become a Canadian citizen, I guess that's the rule. I cringe and I get cringe weirdly, and I'm like, I can't in all, you know what I'm saying? Um, I can't in all my right mind or principle say it, and so Yvette hates me because of it. Only because I won't say it, because I just can't say it. It's just my opinion, but it's also my thought. I mean, Prince Charles has done a lot of dastardly things. Uh, I don't think I really want to go into too much into what he's done, but I know he hasn't done good things for the country. Well, yeah, he might have served and everything else. I get it. Okay, I get it. But he just hasn't done a lot. That's the thing. Not in my mind to regard him as monarchy. You know what I'm saying? So Resolute says, yeah, Yvette is okay. She just doesn't want you saying God save the Queen now because it's referring to the wife of Charles. Okay. Well, that clears up a few things. Thanks, Resolute. Yeah. No, I don't like Camilla Parker Bowles. Yeah, no, I don't like her. No. She won't be queen. She won't be queen. I was told that. So, no. What it is when here in Canada, and well, let's just say when you're in one of those legions, okay, legionnaire halls or whatever, it's proper to say God save the king because he's now the king of England. You know, they call him King Charles III. Yeah, no, likes Camilla. Nope, I don't like. I know I'm recording. Damn it, I'm going robotic again. Okay, I gotta take a second. There's the bandwidth is a beast. Sucks. Okay, so I'm gonna try to pick my words carefully here. Okay, it's not that I don't want to follow tradition. I moved here for a purpose. I want to be here with my wife. I want to be here with my kitty cats. I want to live a nice, quiet, retired life without any hassle, without any drama. And that's the other reason I moved here from the United States, because the United States is a bunch of drama. I do not want to deal with that. And I can get in trouble if I say certain things down in the States now, which I was able to say before without any repercussions. But now, if I say anything that could get me in trouble, I don't. Or at least I'll try not to. But like I said, I don't want I don't like saying God save the king because of who Charles is as a person. Yeah, he's a monarch, and I know eventually I'm going to have to say it because if I want to become a full-blooded Canadian resident, it's required apparently to say it because they are a protectorate. So I will from here on out. I will, if it's appropriate to say it, if I'm told to say it when I get sworn in or something, I will say it. But for now, I cringe because I have to say it. That's all I can say about that. That's my opinion. So, do with it what you will, Yvette. And Captain Finity, you already know where I stand regarding you. So, do what you will. I don't care. Hey, Lemon Pie, what's up? It's good to see you, Lemon. Really is. And you as well, Resolute Germ. I'm glad you came in too. Okay, so I've done my rants with Finity and with Yvette. Yvette, I hope we can become friends again. Okay, I hope this clarifies at least you know my position. You know where I stand. You said you've been respectful of people's opinions before, so I hope you respect mine. And like I said, when it comes to the time that I'm supposed to say something, I will. But until that happens, you know where I stand. Yeah, I don't think Yvette has a problem with you. Okay, Germ, that's awesome. I thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate it. I thought she had a problem with me. She was mad at me. I had mentioned that problem, as I said. I had said something about King Charles then during Pop's stream, and now I look back on it and said, well, maybe I shouldn't have said anything because it's not good to discuss politics of any kind, especially regarding the monarchy of Britain and with anyone, especially who's from there. So on behalf of that, I apologize to Yvette, but she was mad. She was upset. She walked out, and Pop said, "Oh, I think you pissed off Yvette." And I said, "Oh crap," Yeah, it sounds like I missed the most important part. No lemon pie. No, you didn't miss much. That's just a stream for me to get some things off my chest. Speak my mind. Get my opinion out there. So how I feel. Uh, if Captain Infinity is still my enemy, that's fine. I don't care anymore. You know, I don't want to mention him anymore. I'm done with him. I'm done with that. That drama, his idiocy. Yeah, I'm done with all that. As far as Yvette, I hope Yvette still wants to be my friend again because she did say to me on the stream that she didn't want anything more to do with me because of what I said. And I said, well, I said God save the Queen, but that was the previous Queen. She's gone, and all that's left is her son. And her son is definitely no monarch. Let's just say that. Yeah. So, no, yeah, you didn't miss anything mostly. 11 point. No, don't worry about that. One thing I do want to talk about is for sure is trying to figure out what I want to do for my next stream. Um, I think I've covered major franchises already, and I can't think of really one that I'd like to go and examine and research. Oh yeah, Lemon Pie says. Yeah, Lemon Pie says, "Hey, I can't throw a stick and not hit someone that's had a fight with him." Yeah, yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Um, yeah, he's well, and we just talked to in the stream yesterday, which again, I sincerely appreciate you being there for us to help out in the moderation, in the moderating. I appreciate that, and for posting Pop's address as well, women. Yeah, and he'd admit that himself. Yeah, that's true. He would. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm roboting again. I know. Hello. All right, so yeah, let's just look what we've got so far. Hi, Mikey. Yes, thank you, Resolute Turn. Affinity isn't the most stable of personalities. That's true. That's absolutely true. Yvette is okay. She just doesn't want you saying God save the Queen now because it's referring to the wife of Charles. Yeah, no, Camilla Parker Bowles is no lady. She's no lady. No one likes Camilla. Right. Hey, what's up, Lemon Pie? Yeah. I don't think Yvette has a problem with you. That's good. Sounds like I missed the most important part. As I said before, no, sir, you haven't missed anything that important. Hey, I can't throw a stick and not hit someone as I fight with him. Sure. And he didn't admit that himself. And of course, the last thing you did say was, I'm saying he doesn't shy away from sparring. It's kind of part of his personality. No, I get it. He likes to verbally spar. I got that right away. As soon as he was like telling me off. Yeah, he loves to verbally spark. I got it. But I think he's testing his stupidity, not his intelligence. And you can pass along that to him if you want, because I think that's what he's doing. Hey, Resolute German says, and of course, Resolute says, hi, Lemon. Yes, gentlemen. And we got two others also watching me in the chat this morning. Ah, I didn't realize I was not the only night owl that stays up this late. But of course, it depends on where you're at. So, and here's my lovely wife, Suzanne. She says, agreed. No one likes Camilla. It isn't necessary to say God save the king, unless officially in the presence of members of the royal family. Thank you, my beloved. Yes, that clarifies matters for me. Mwah. Yeah, Suzanne's awesome. And of course, Suzanne does say in her own way hello to everybody in the chat here, Lemon Pie and Resolute Germ. Yep, Lemon Pie says, hi, Moon Pie. I made Lemon Pie my moderator for these chats, so he's really great at that. And Suzanne says hello to you, Lemon Pie. She waved back to you. That's her wave symbol. So yeah. So that's great. Yeah. Um, so I guess what I wanted to say on the stream real quick. Um, I don't know how long I'll be on it, so I'll just go and just say what I want to say. That I need suggestions and ideas for my next stream because I feel like I should do these streams at least every 2 weeks to give people a breath of fresh air to do their streams and to kind of have like a set pattern. Like if they know that I'm doing something in 2 weeks, like every 2 weeks, then they can prepare for it. And like I said before, Gorilla and Resolute were so nice to let me do Wednesday night at 8 p.m. because they normally did their Black Mirror thing. And I asked them, would that be cool if I just do it, at 8 o'clock? And, well, they said Black Mirror wasn't that interesting. And so, you know, so I do owe Gorilla one. I hope he finds a really bad movie for me. He doesn't know my real. Yeah. And Lemon Pie says, we both have the same last name, Pie. Yeah, we're related. Hey, what I miss? Hi, Gorilla. Are you up late enough? Suzanne says, that is true. Hey, Gorilla. Hey, I'm willing to talk for a little while if you guys want to come in. Let me know and I can put down the link. Oh, you know what? Let me just do it. Let's see what happens. Give me 2 seconds here and I'll put it down in the chat here. Yeah, Gorilla says I just got done cleaning and bagging fish. Gonna eat, then bed. Well, you can chat with us if you'd like, while you eat. We just had a dinner ourselves. We had a combination of ravioli and a was it like so radically? Hold on. Okay, there's my StreamYard link. Hey, Germ. Supper's done. Yeah, from those shorts, it looks like you finally got a good haul. Yeah, I again, I like your parade. I love those old cars. So what are you ranting about? Well, just well, one person I really don't give a crap about. The other one, I really would like to be her friend again, because maybe I just said something wrong. But Resolute's been helping me out with that. Did you tell Captain Gunzer for hunting and keeping the King of England out of your face? Yeah, I kind of hinted at that, but yeah, he wants nothing to do with me. So you know what? I want nothing to do with him. It would just be pointless. You're way too nice to have a rant. Am I? Am I? Uh, I thought I could, talk BS and you know, curse like the next person. You know, that's a line in The Simpsons. Oh, PvP. Hey, PvP.
Hello.
What the hell are you doing up this late, dude?
It's only 10 o'clock here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Though I do have to get up. I have to work at 8 tomorrow morning, so I probably won't stay too long. But I figured,
Okay.
I'll probably maybe stay half an hour, something like that. But
All right.
um,
If I give us a half an hour more, yeah, at least a full hour. That would that be cool? Yeah, we could do that. I had already put the link. You obviously got it. But if Gorilla and Resolute want to pop in, they can too. You
oh,
know.
sorry for the coughing. Oh, my throat's been
Oh no
bugging me.
no! Don't
Oh,
worry. But no. I cough. I sneeze. I do all sorts of crap.
oh,
I
my throat's
yeah.
been really bad the last 6 months. I just keep getting this cough and congestion. But hey, good news today. I got a phone call last week that there was a actual new doctor taking patients. So I called the clinic this morning before I went to work, and I actually have a family doctor now.
Fantastic.
I can't believe it. It's been years, literally, since I
No,
had an actual doctor, right? That I didn't have to go to a walk-in clinic, to get
that's
prescriptions or something. So yeah.
yeah.
So I
That's
go in
awesome.
next. Yeah, I go at the end of next week for the intake interview, speaking, with her. It's a lady doctor too, which is kind of fun. you know, because
Yeah,
that's I think I always find it easier to talk to a lady than a guy, right? So, you know.
yeah, sure.
So
Oh,
anyway,
and by the oh yeah, no, I was gonna say by the way, Suzanne says hello, PvP.
hello. Hello to
She's
everybody. Sorry,
she's
gee,
in the chat. Yep,
I'm
she's
being
in the
silly.
chat
I
too, Durkin. Mwah.
didn't mean
Look
to ignore everybody, but
at that.
I just
Oh,
put
you were.
StreamYard on, so I'm not really looking at the chat at the moment, but
Oh, no, that's cool. Lemon Pie, yes, said, hey, Gorilla. Hey, PvP. Gorilla says,
hey.
oh, I'm about to go punch the person setting off fireworks.
Yeah, isn't that annoying? People that'll set fireworks off like
Oh, my
a
God.
week later, and they'll do it at like 1 o'clock in the morning or something when you're trying to sleep, right? It's
Oh,
like thanks guys.
yeah. Absolutely. He says, "Oh, another 72-hour stream," and he's laughing his ass off.
Not with me.
No.
Oh
No, Gorilla, we're not going to be here that long. Resolute says, "You're way too Canadian to be offensive. It's one of the things people find annoying about Canada." Oh, you mean because we apologize so much? Is that right, PPP?
sometimes, but hey, there are don't believe the stereotypes. There are jackasses and jerks in Canada too. Though I must say I don't run into one too often, right? It's kind of a rare thing, really. So
It's
most
quite
people
rare.
are most people are very polite, actually, when I think about it. So yeah.
Yeah. Here's what Gorilla says: Go to a doctor, PvP. Well, he's got one now, so that's good. He says one of my coworkers developed a cough and ignored it, and he died 5 months
Ooh.
later from cancer. Uh, when she finally did go. So wow,
Yeah,
that's
well, I don't
awesome.
have to worry. I actually had a chest X-ray back in December because I had a whole bunch of tests done then because I hadn't, had any tests done in like almost 10 years since I had a regular doctor, right? And everything came back, pretty good. But I actually did just see another doctor about 3 weeks ago, and she did order some blood work and stuff done, which I did like a week or two ago. So I'm waiting for those results. Hopefully it'll be good. I think it probably should be. So, but yeah, for my age, I think I'm basically healthy, but it's just this congestion problem in my
I
throat
think
that's
it'll be
really
good.
been
Yeah.
bugging me. Actually, though,
Hello,
one
Jay.
reason I oh hi Jay.
Howdy! I'm just so proud to be here.
One reason I wanted to pop in for a bit was I was actually just watching a YouTube channel talking about Indy 5, Dial of Destiny, just minutes before I noticed you were on here, and it was actually a really intelligent, thoughtful, positive review, like an 18-minute review. Actually, I should pop that in the private chat if you want to take a look at it. Uh, Let me
Yeah,
see here.
I'll take at it. Yeah. Well, I'm going from StreamYard right into YouTube. So when I yeah, well, we can talk about it later. Jay, my brother, how you doing?
Hurting right now, but I'm doing everything I can to ease it.
And like I said, my wife Suzanne, lovely Suzanne, is in the chat too. She said, I think she was laughing at Gorilla's comment about another 72-hour stream. I think. What he said about Canadians. Oh, yeah, she was also laughing at what Resolute Germ said about Canadians. Yeah, she was laughing at that. And Gorilla says it's fucking midnight. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, gets late for Gorilla.
Yeah, yeah, good for him. Sure.
Mm,
Yes, there are plenty of a-holes in Canada, the city of Vancouver, for example.
Yeah, I hear
yeah.
Vancouver's changed a lot. When I was there like 30 years ago, it was a
Oh my
really great
god.
city. It was an awesome city back then.
Yeah,
Hanging out
Gorilla
at
says,
art school, with all my crazy friends. We had a
oh
lot of
yeah,
fun, but it's changed apparently. Yeah.
right. And just quickly, like I said, wait, your doctor didn't offer maid? That's what Gorilla said. I think he said that to you. Um,
Uh,
didn't
I'll
offer a
just wait
maid?
and see.
And then Brian says, PPP, do you get heartburn
No,
a lot? If so, that can cause it too.
that's the weird thing. And people always talk about acid reflux and stuff, but I don't really think I get that. The only time I'll get that is when I eat something that's really rich, kind of food that I'm not used to. And then I might be burping for a while, but I generally don't think I get that. But I mean, who knows?
Some people
You know,
hurt in their chest if they're allergic to MSG. Salt.
yeah. I don't.
MSG, yeah.
Thing is, it's only gotten bad, like really bad, and I'd say like the last 6 months or so. So I'm kind of thinking though, because when I talked to that doctor I saw 3 weeks ago, she did actually write out a different prescription, which I have to pick up still because I haven't got around to it. But she said one of
Need
the
to
high
get it.
blood pressure medications I'm taking could cause, a lot of phlegm in your throat. So I'm thinking
Yeah.
maybe that because it's been about 8 months since I started that, so it could be like a coincidence. But I'm thinking, it could be cause and effect, right? So you know.
You
That's
need you need to go get a upper GI series done and a go to a heart doctor so you can get a stress test.
I actually did get a heart test done back around December, and everything was good. So I
That
have
could
more tests
change.
scheduled.
That could
Uh,
change in a second.
yeah.
oh yeah,
That,
he knows. Yeah,
Well,
he knows, Jay.
I got a few more tests that this other doctor last month ordered. So I'm still
Yeah.
waiting because that's the one thing about Canadian healthcare that is annoying is it takes forever. Sometimes you could wait 2 3 months to get that phone call, right?
right.
You know,
Yeah.
once you
Now,
get once you get there, the care is generally excellent, but it's just the damn wait times.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I worry about myself sometimes with my diabetes and so forth. But as my doctor said to me, if you can regulate your diet first and foremost, and I trust my mother. My mother was a full trained nurse, and she
Okay.
worked in a nursing home. And she says all you really need to do, Michael, is watch your diet. Do less salt, do less sugar, and around, do whatever that you have to do. And I've been and to some extent have been following what my mother said, and I've been fine. I mean, I haven't really needed medication. Somebody was asking me about insulin shots, and I said no, I'm not into insulin. I don't do that. That's not me. But
Well, I guess
you know,
I guess it would only be if it was very, very necessary. That would be the thing to do.
Right.
But if you
oh,
can,
of
moderate
course.
your diet and your lifestyle and keep it, under control that way, that's obviously going to be preferable, right? So,
What's
Yeah,
your
I'll tell you
A1C level?
my what, Jay? Sorry,
Your A1C level.
my A1C level. What was it, babe? Do you remember? I don't. Yeah, we don't remember that, Jay. I'm sorry. But I
Well,
will tell
if
you
it's
something. My
if it's an
Okay,
8 or above, you need to start drinking a lot more water, and you need to
yes,
go get your doctor to get you on Forxiga.
proceed. Okay. Well, I can tell you one thing that radically changed for me. Okay, when I was living in the states, the problem there was processed foods. I always had a problem with that. But when I
Yeah.
moved here to Canada 6 years ago, almost seven now, but when I moved 6 years ago, I eliminated processed foods completely. And I mean, completely. Just took them out of my diet, took everything out. And then I just, and now thanks to my wife, I've been able to eat, natural foods. You know what the ingredients are in everything here in Canada. They're a bit more strict and a bit more descriptive of what you eat here than they were back in the U.S. And because I radically changed my diet for that, I have been a little bit better. I'm still weak, but that's
Yeah.
because of what I ate in the past, and which is was bad, like really
Well, you're
bad.
gonna have bouts of weakness as a diabetic.
Yeah. Let's see. The chat's really blowing up, and we got 5 people in here, so that's awesome watching.
My
Then says,
problem, my problem is dealing with this new arthritis. It's gotten worse, and my doctor's ordered something, but it's taken forever to get to
it,
me.
right, Jay. I was gonna before I get to this, I wanted to ask you. So is it? It's not fibro, is it? Is it fibrous? My wife has
It's
fibros.
it's rheumatoid arthritis.
Rheumatoid arthritis. Yeah, yeah. My wife goes through that too. She's got fibromyalgia first and foremost. Then, of course, diabetes too, like I have. And then she also goes through her major arthritis. So, yeah, she's going through pretty much the same thing you are too. It's a lot of pain.
I'm
I,
having to
I, I
take
feel you.
a lot of Advils, and he's up my gabapentin.
Gabapentin, yeah. I need to find out what a kind of or at least one kind of medication I need. He had me on one thing for like 6 months, my previous doctor, and then when I started to improve my diet and everything, he kind of cut me off.
You need to
Uh,
start getting your doctor to get you gabapentin or something, because very soon
yeah,
all diabetics have diabetic neuropathy, the
neuropathy.
damage of the nerve cells in your body, and you're going to experience a lot of pain. So you need
Yes.
to get on something.
Okay. That's a good idea. Yeah. Um. All right. So let's catch up quickly. Okay. Lemon pie. Oh, I've met Canadians who are a-holes. They do exist. Okay. Resolute Germ said, I'm going to try and force myself to sleep. Have a good night, everyone. Good night,
night,
Resolute
germ,
Germ. Thank
night,
you
night,
for being first to the chat. We
night,
appreciate it.
germ.
And good night, Germ. That's what Lemon Pie said. Gorilla said, Canada doctors prescribe MAID for a hangnail.
What is
I
MAID?
don't know.
I'm not
Yeah, what
familiar
is
with that term.
MAID, Gorilla? I've never, yeah, even I haven't heard of that.
Yeah,
Night, Germ, Gorilla
if
says.
it was a sexy maid, I'd be in favor of it, but I doubt that's what gorilla means.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
Or you could change the bed to another one and see if it helps. Yes, lemon pie. That's good advice. Um, let's see. What was the other thing he was saying here?
Yeah, that's not the
Click,
drug lemon.
click.
It's a different drug than that one, actually.
Uh,
I've
oh
had
yeah,
the cough for like over 3 years
he's
anyway, because I got a
this.
really horrible cold on Christmas Eve of 2019. I was like sick for like 4 weeks. I almost wonder if I had COVID before it was officially a thing, right? Because COVID
Yeah.
kind of hit like a couple months later, and I never had a cold like that. Like I was just really bad for like 4 weeks. So yeah,
Yeah.
I've kind of had a chronic cough ever since then.
Boy, boy, that's a bold statement, Gorilla. Less salt, how barbaric. Give me salt or give me death.
Oh, heck.
I never add table salt to
Wow.
anything. I don't
I
miss it.
No, no,
I
no.
have a friend who literally takes a box of salt and pours it on a piece of chicken and eats a bite, then pours more salt out of the
Oh,
box, eats it, keeps on doing it.
yeah.
Arthritis, his immune
I
system
don't think I can
attacks.
handle that.
Mine is.
Yeah. Suzanne says I have osteoarthritis. So that's her, along with the fibromyalgia that she shares. Um, Gorilla says that MAID program, he calls it Canada's government program, medical assistance in dying.
Yeah, I gotta say, Gorilla, that's kind of a bullshit myth as far as I'm concerned, because I've talked to a lot of medical professionals in my 65 years. I've never had one single one ever mention medical assisted dying. So I think that's kind of a big myth that some folks with an agenda want to, perpetrate. It's never been my experience in the real world. So yeah, I think that's a big falsehood, really.
And Lemon Pie says, oh, here he goes again. Have you drank any tainted eggnog?
Not lately. I ran out like 4 months ago or something, man.
he's not gonna let that go.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Lemon's great. I just love, I love the eggnog
Holy
jokes. It's like
crap.
power to lemon.
I was gonna say like something out of Robin going, holy eggnog, Batman.
I was about to say that.
Oh God. Yeah. Oh well, you got to be known for something, right? So I guess known for eggnog ain't that bad.
Yeah.
Well, and Gorilla, yeah. Hopefully you're still there. I want to find the movie that you think is gonna make me gag and scream, and because you said you owe me, and I'm not gonna tell you what movie is the worst I've ever seen. I probably mentioned it in previous streams. You probably weren't paying attention, but that's okay. I love you, brother. I still do. Just I'm not gonna tell you what my worst movie I ever saw was, because I walked out of the film after like 15 minutes. Well, my dad started getting up, and I thought maybe, Dad, are you going to the bathroom or something? He says, no, no, no. I hate this movie. Let's go. Let's get out of here now. Now. Like when
Yeah.
as soon as he said now, my brother, myself, the rest of the family, we all got up and walked out of it. So
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you the title of that,
Now,
but if
my
you
closest
know,
walkout movie, I've never walked out on a film because, usually I've been with someone else that,
Oh, I have.
that wants to see it. So I figure I'll be polite and, stick it out to the bitter end. My almost walk, I wanted to walk out was Star Trek Into Darkness. I
really?
just, I hated that film. I was
Oh
so bored.
no.
Oh, it was just I couldn't. I thought Cumberbatch's con just didn't ring
Oh,
true
yeah.
to me at all. Ricardo Montalban was
Darn.
like 1,000 times better. I
Yeah.
just thought the story was boring and plotting, and
Yeah,
I ended up
I
after
like
45
Benedict
minutes. I
Cumberbatch.
was looking at my
I thought he played.
watch more than the film.
Throw Mama from the train.
Oh, that's the one
Oh
that people mention.
God,
Yeah.
I hated
Oh
that
my
movie.
god.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
really that movie bored the hell out of me. I was just like, oh, please let it end. Please let it
Oh
end.
man.
We
It was like a visit to the dentist or something,
we had our lights go
Yeah.
out about 9 o'clock tonight, and I had to call our energy company
Oh,
and tell
jeez.
them put it
Oh my.
a rush on it because we got people on oxygen here.
Oh, crap.
Oh crap.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not good.
did you get
It,
that power back
it,
on?
It came back on while I was on the phone with the energy company.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's good. They recovered. Gorilla said, I think they took one story from that veteran and ran with it. Suzanne
Yeah,
says,
there's a
Suzanne
lot of
says,
stuff I don't believe because it's hearsay, right? So
right. And Suzanne said, as a joke, PvP, it's not to insult you, but she said, tainted eggnog, you
no,
mean
no, no.
tainted with rum?
I think that's great. Well, that's the best way to. Well, why would you buy eggnog unless you were going to taint it with rum, right? That's the whole thing. That's the whole point of Christmas, right? It's like, yeehaw, watch Christmas movies and have
Yeah,
rum and eggnog. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. A gorilla said, I used the last pea of my soul to suck my fish in.
Hey,
And he
gorilla.
also said, yeah, and he also said, I'm debating
Uh-oh.
between the erotic misadventures of the Invisible Man or PG porn. Oh, come on, that's not going to insult me. No, I could definitely stand Invisible Man, especially erotic crap. I mean, come on.
I
I've
can't
seen worse.
remember.
Let me tell you, I've seen worse than PG porn.
How erotic could
It's
it
been a
be
long
though?
time.
If the Invisible Man was invisible, how erotic could it really get? Because
I
you wouldn't be
uh,
able to you
I
wouldn't be able to see what he was
uh
doing, right? So,
I walked out of
well,
a movie. I can't remember what the name of the movie was, but it was so bad. I walked out after 5 minutes in the movie. I knew it
five
was going to be
minutes.
bad.
wow, that's
Wow.
amazing.
Are you allowed to say what movie that is, or do you want to keep that a secret?
No, I can't remember what it was. It's been a long
Oh,
while.
oh.
It was
Well,
a
see,
bad movie.
mine was pretty bad, and I really don't want to give it Gorilla any hints, unless he keeps badgering me about it, and then I'll have to tell him eventually. But my wife knows which movie it was. I told her. I told her what it was about, and she agreed that you should have walked out like after 10 minutes or something. I said, well, my dad only took us about 15 minutes in, and then we were gone. We were done. Yeah. Lemon Pie says it's been more than 4 months, more like 6, I believe.
Oh, I remember what it was. It was
Oh,
like 15. It was like about 15 minutes. I walked out. It was Captain Marvel.
oh my God, Brie Larson?
Yeah,
Holy crap! Really? Wow. Oh,
I didn't like it one
That's
bit.
oh my gosh, wow. You must have seen her at the Blockbuster in the '90s, and, and
I'm just gonna go.
that probably turned it off.
I'm just gonna go cook a quick bit of supper, and I'll be back in about 5 or 10, guys.
All right.
Sounds good, man.
I
Sounds good. Take your
I would
time.
rather watch
Take your time,
the
PvP.
Fantastic Four with that
Yeah.
what's her name? Alba. What is her name? Something Alba. You know the one
Yeah,
the
Jessica Alba.
yeah, Jessica Alba. I'd rather watch that
Jessica
Fantastic
Alba.
Four than I would Captain Marvel. And Fantastic Four was not a good
Ah,
movie,
but that makes a
but
lot of
I
sense.
but I'd rather watch that than
Yeah,
Captain Marvel.
yeah. Lemon pie. Jay, let's see here. Pathogens swim with impunity inside Canadian eggnog. Gorilla says it's so bad.
I want some
Moon
Canadian
pie
bacon.
are. Yeah, well, we love it. It's maple. It's maple bacon up here. It's
We have
pure
something
bacon.
called Canadian bacon that we cook it in pizza, and it is so good.
I get it. Suzanne says lemon pie. I never touch anything with eggs. That does sound terrible. Well, my
Mikey,
wife is allergic to eggs, so she can't have them, which is a shame because she
Mikey,
really likes them.
if you're ever in Louisiana, you need to
Yeah.
try our pizza restaurant called Johnny's Pizza. We have a combination pizza called Sweep the Kitchen. It's
Oh,
everything.
wow.
Everything that you can think of is on it.
To put
And
on a pizza. Okay.
then we have Sweep the Swamp. That is a Sweep the Kitchen pizza, but it is added with crawfish.
Oh, yeah. Now I'm okay. I just like I said. I think I told you, my brother, before. I can't handle pineapple, so
Oh,
I
we
cannot.
don't put, huh, son, we don't put pineapple on our pizzas here at
Oh,
Johnny's Pizza. Oh,
oh,
no,
oh,
no, no,
good.
no.
Oh,
We had
good.
a person come visiting in Louisiana, come in the restaurant and that ordered a pineapple pizza. They told him, get the hell out of here.
Well,
They said, we don't
awesome.
take you Yankees.
Eee. You should have said Hawaiians. Maybe he was an oversized guy and he wanted lots of
Uh,
pineapple on his pizza.
that is, mm-mm, we'll, we'll hang you.
That's funny. Lemon Pie says, "Sounds perfect. If the man is invisible and we just see the woman, oh come on, I don't really want to see the woman anymore." Oh, Moon Pie, I was kidding about pathogens. That's what Lemon Pie said to Suzanne. He says, "I love eggs actually," and of course, my wife says, "Lemon Pie, oh that's cool. Have a few eggs for me." And Lemon Pie says, "Egg allergy runs in my family. Maybe we're related after all, lol. Fortunately, it skipped me."
Oh
And
no,
yeah,
I
and then
love
Gorilla
it.
says, and so Gorilla says to your response, Jay, he says, so basically, the pizza makers just clean up all the stuff they dropped on the floor and then throw it on top of the pizza? He's probably laughing. He's probably laughing. And Lemon Pie says, pineapple on pizza, get a rope. It's like
Yeah.
that. It's like that barbecue sauce commercial where he says, from New York, get a rope.
Uh-huh.
That's exactly
I'm
right.
telling you, them people are stupid. I'm not. I don't mean to say people that like pineapple on their pizza are stupid. They're demonic or something. That is just nasty.
Oh man. Yeah, and of course Gorilla says, Lemon, the women are nothing to look at. So low budget they had to get the three instead of eight and nines. Oh well, now Gorilla, I know you've heard my stream. I know Jay has heard it before too. Um, he probably, I don't know, he's not old enough to remember Benny Hill. I know you're old enough to
Oh
remember Benny
yeah.
Hill. Okay. And as I told my lovely wife, I said to her, when I watched Benny Hill, I also watched it along with, Monty Python's Flying Circus back in the day. And I thought those were really radical series, from Britain. And my mother said, oh, please don't watch those because they're just, you know, with Monty Python, she said, "Oh, they're against the Pope, and it's ludicrous, and what's that
Benny
one word?
Benny Hill came
Yeah,
on every weeknight at 6 o'clock down here.
yeah, it came on for me at it was on at 9 o'clock. Okay, Monty Python came on at 9 o'clock, Arizona
I've never
time when
seen
I was
Monty
watching it.
Python.
Late night.
You there?
We kind of went out there. Yeah, we kind of went out there for a minute. The
Oh, okay.
bandwidth, both of us did. Yeah. Um,
I was saying I never seen Monty
Lemon.
Python
Let me
before.
see. I was just trying to see if this is still working. Yeah, I've seen. I saw lots of it. But I mean, in reference to what Gorilla was saying about threes and eights and nines, that if he ever watched Benny Hill, if he really looks at it or even gets a chance to watch the series, there was only three times that the women that were involved in the series actually took their tops off. I counted that. There was only three episodes they ever did that, and
We
that was
never
it.
saw
And the rest of
any
the time,
really
they were just
nudity on
scantily
that
clad.
show.
Yeah. No, like I said, they only had tops off like three times.
I
Three
like that
times. The whole
bald-headed
series. Like when I
short
watched.
old guy. Remember him?
Yeah, the one that he'd do pat 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 on his bald head.
Yeah,
I could do that.
and Louise English. Oh my God, I had a crush on Louise English.
Oh, I bet you did. Most people did back then. Yeah, she was always funny, but yeah,
She
she
said
looked
that
pretty.
Benny Hill was like a father to her.
I heard that too. Where'd you hear that though? I heard that too though before.
I heard it on a documentary on Benny Hill on YouTube.
Oh, cool. I'll have to check that out. I probably even have it downloaded. I probably do. Wow, the chat is really blowing up. Let's try this again. Gorilla, okay then, no fun. Suzanne says, lemon pie, lol. You're lucky. I have a bad eggs and chicken allergy. Lemon pie says, I
Oh,
need at least
chicken too.
3.5. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Gorilla says, I'm getting a movie you haven't seen. Oh, I doubt there's a movie that I've never seen. Gorillas.
I'm allergic to a lot of fruits and vegetables.
Fruits and vegetables? That sucks.
There's a
That
lot of fruits
sucks,
and
Jay.
vegetables I'm allergic to.
Well, I'm allergic to kale, some other kind of peas. I can't stand peas.
It's not an allergy that will kill me. It just I develop whelps on my arms and my chest,
Oh,
so I can't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables.
yeah. Lemon Pie says Monty Python's Flying Circus is hilarious. Yes, it
I
is.
never saw that.
Yeah. Moon Pie, you wouldn't make it in this household. That's what Gorilla said to my wife. Though I have a bunch of fish now. He says, my ears just perked up. Did someone say titties? Yeah, yeah. Brad
There is
Wolf,
a woman,
hey!
Mikey. Mikey, there's
Yeah,
a woman.
yes, I
Her
know.
name, I can't remember her name, but she's got a channel called Just Some Reactions, and on the back of her what do you call it bookshelf, it says "hee hee titties," and every
Oh,
time she sees big breasts in a movie, she goes titties.
oh God. I always like, I always, my wife obviously is a beautiful woman, and I love her to death, and she's actually more beautiful inside and out than any person I've ever seen on film. So, you know, and which is absolutely true and sincere. But in the day when I wasn't married, I'd go into a movie, and if I saw something, I'd be like the typical guy, like Revenge of the Nerds, right? I mean,
Yeah,
1984, and
Orpheus.
yeah, and and I would say to someone in the audience, like, "Oh my God, side boob," or something like that, and I don't know, was I offended? Was I
What about
excited?
Airplane?
Oh God, airplane. Man, don't even get me started on airplane. We own airplane. I don't even get me started on that one. Wow. Okay. Hey, hi all. What's going on? Hey, Brad Wolf. It's awesome to
It's a
see you, my
machine that
friend.
flies in the air, but that's not important right now.
But that's not important right now. Yeah. Of course I'm serious, so don't call me Shirley.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Oh, I miss Leslie Nielsen. Ah, what a great Canadian actor. I miss him so much. I really do. Gorilla says, Brad Wolf, nothing. We are just talking about titties. No, we are not. Not all the way. I'm allergic to eggplant. Oh, okay, that's what Lemon Pie said.
It's an
Pleasant
entirely
Valley,
different kind
Picker.
of flying altogether.
Oh, okay.
My favorite part, Mikey, is when they say something about he's the only chance that they have, and that statue of Jesus puts his hands over his eyes.
Just slow down a little. Yeah.
Lurking
Um,
and eating late supper.
PvPs right now. We do appreciate you being here, my friend. Uh, he does say Monty Python is brilliant. Of course it is. Lemon Pie says, hi, Brad. And Brad says, hi, Gorilla. Hi, Lemon. And Gorilla says, if I drop off, I passed out. Okay. That's all right. We love you. I respect a woman that can have fun with titties. Okay. Yeah, that's what PBC said. Gorilla may pass out from salt overdose. That's what Vampire says. PvP says, airplane, I quit the wrong week to give up titties. Oh, please. No, I quit the wrong, this was the wrong week to quit cocaine. Or, oh no, sniffing glue. This is the
Oh
wrong week
yeah.
to sniffing glue. Lloyd Bridges. Oh my God. Oh, so much fun stuff there. Pleasant Valley Picker says, and Brad Wolf says, there is or was a video on YouTube I watched that was a comedy song for breast cancer awareness called Touch Your Boobies or Touch Tour Boobies. Hilarious and for a good cause. Yeah, I've actually passed it. I have glimpsed at it, but not all the way, because my wife is awesome, and that's where we go with her. She is awesome. So, well, it's better, way better looking than what they show in those cancer awareness things. Oh, hey, Daniel. There's my other brother in crime, Daniel's Hot Topics. Hello, sir. How are you? The link is up there. If you want to come in too for a few minutes. I didn't pin it. Sorry, I forgot that part. But it is way up there. If you find it, you'll click on that. Lemon Pie says, my niece watched Airplane and didn't laugh once. I lost hope in future generations. Amen. Amen. I tell people, look, if you can't laugh at Airplane, if you can't laugh at History of the World Part 1,
She didn't laugh at Airplane.
no, not once. And I said, and if you definitely can't laugh at Spaceballs, I have no hope for you. I have none. Zip. Goodbye. Nope.
Oh my God! Every second you're laughing.
I know. Sorry, stupid autocorrect. Oh, that's okay, Bradwell. Autocorrect.
Have you ever seen a grown man naked?
Yeah. Or when the kid talks to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
My daddy spit his drink out of his nose when he heard Peter Graves say that to that kid.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I like the part where he says, my dad says that you can't, run up the court anymore. You can't do all this stuff. And then Kareem says, hey, he grabs the kid. He's almost
I'm busting my balls out there every night. You tell your father something. I can't remember.
Well, he says, now he says, you tell your dad, you try to come out here for 48 hours, for 48 minutes, running up and down the court every night, battling, with these guys and everything. And, and the kid was in such shock. I mean, it was just fucking.
What about Airplane 2? When the pilot tells the stewardess. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you talking. Go ahead.
Oh, no. How StreamYard is. They're a bunch of pricks. I hate them. It's so confusing. They say that filming has stopped because of the writer's strike. Yet Ryan Reynolds, then why is he filming a car crash for Deadpool 3 earlier this week? Well, he's probably just he's probably just trying to get in some pre-production stuff. Why? But because, as Jay had mentioned previously last night, the producers and the directors have agreed to a compromise contract, but the writers still haven't. And so, if the producers and directors can get any pre-production stuff done, they will. And if Ryan Reynolds wanted to do that,
they lengthened the deadline for the actors to strike, and it's almost near it, so they may have to lengthen it again, or they'll just go on strike.
Right. And PvP says, do you like movies with gladiators?
Yeah. Have you ever been in a Turkish prison? Oh my
Peter
Lord!
Graves.
That woman from Just Some Reactions, when she heard Peter Graves say all that, she said, "Joey, run!"
Now, now, do you remember in Airplane, the young girl? I wish I could remember the name of the actress who played her, but the one that's on a life support,
Yeah, she
and
was on
and
Love Boat.
yes, and Marie McGovern is on there, and she starts playing a tune, and she pulls out her cord, and
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
dying,
yeah. She
and
was the
everybody else
nun. Yeah.
and everybody
Uh-huh.
else was singing along, and I was like, "Oh
Oh
my
wow.
god!" I
I
just remembered that. Oh my god!
what about Airplane Two?
Oh
Uh,
yes,
the
yes.
pilot tells the stewardess, "We're going to have to blow up rock. We're going to have to blow rock." And she goes,
Blow rock. Yeah, that's
"Blow
what
rock,"
Julie. Yeah, that's
and
what Julie
that
said.
computer
Yeah.
just smiled.
And you know who also was funny in Airplane 2 was, of course, William Shatner. And the part I still love is he says, "Why doesn't somebody tell me about these things?" And then he opens up the door and he goes out. Because you
Yeah,
think he's
he
on
goes.
screen. And he says, "All these lights." He says, "All these lights, buttons, let's shut it down. Let's turn it off." And, and everyone goes, and he shuts everything down. Oh,
Looks in
and
that periscope and sees the Enterprise.
the original Enterprise. I laughed in the theater when I saw that. I said, "Oh my god, the Enterprise!" I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh man, that's insane." Bradwell said, "Abe Lincoln." No, I said, "Hey Blinken." Robin Hood Men in Tights. We own that too. We're in tights, tights, tights. We ran around the wrong, the rights. Something like that.
I love Johnny Dangerously. That's one of my
Johnny.
favorite uh comedy movies, and it's with Michael Keaton.
Yes.
And
And oh,
I
I
love the
love
part
Dom
where
DeLuise
that
as the Pope. Yeah, I love Dom
yeah,
DeLuise when he walked in as the
Don
Pope.
DeLuise. I like Ray Walston. He's that blind newspaper guy. He gets hit with a bunch of newspapers. He gets up. He says, "I can see, I can see,
Yeah, that's Ray Walston.
but who am I?"
But who am I? And he says, "Oh God." He says, "And now I'm." He says, "Now I can't see, and now I'm deaf."
Oh yeah, yeah.
Poor Ray Walston. Oh,
Oh shit, son of a bitch! I can see, but I'm deaf.
I'm deaf.
Uh,
PvP
the skipper was on there too.
says, "Well, if the car crash has no dialogue, it should be okay." I, yes, he was. He was calling all cars, calling all cars. Johnny Dangerous now is has a car painted with pink bunnies. It says, "Come over to Maloy's, I'm buying."
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my God.
My my
Lemon Pie
favorite.
says he had a drinking
You
problem. It's just when
remember
he threw drinks in his face instead of alcohol issue.
Joe Piscopo? Not John. Yeah, Joe Piscopo. I just
Yeah,
loved him in that movie.
yeah,
My father hung me on a hook once.
yeah. He says,
Once.
yeah, but at the end where he says, "My grandmother shot me once," and he's being carried off.
My
Oh
favorite.
my God.
My favorite of all that movie is the gangster, the Italian gangster that can't speak English. "You
Oh yeah,
farting
he's yeah,
sneaky bastard! I'm
yeah.
gonna
He says, "You
take your
farted
door.
hostages."
I'm gonna
Yes,
shove it up your a hole, whatever your ice hole.
right. Or
I'm gonna."
Orsful. Yeah.
Oh man, that was so funny. The entire skit was so funny.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yep. Daniel says, "Hello, Lemon Pie. How are you tonight?" Okay. Now Brad Wolf does touch on it. He says, "Yes, Johnny Dangerously. I love the scene with the little brother getting married to finally get with his girlfriend and running out of
Yes,
the closet to confront his brother when the rival gangster."
that's it. You little shit. And
That's
then
it.
that janitor.
And he says,
Hallelujah.
"Oh, hallelujah, Lord Mary." Oh man, Brad Wolf.
Oh
Yeah,
God,
that was
that's funny.
hilarious. Yeah,
I gotta get
and of
that
course
movie.
Daniel said, William Shatner was in Airplane 2 and he saw the original Enterprise? Yes, he did through a periscope. He just after he'd seen it, he was in such shock. His face was priceless.
Yeah, but
I couldn't
they
stop
missed
laughing.
an opportunity there. He should have went, nah.
Or you should have said red alert, or
Yes.
or you should have had Magil Barrett, Roddenberry come in on a cameo and say, "Hello, Captain Kirk, I'm back," or something like
Well,
that. That would have been cool.
Well,
Daniel Lemon Pie said he had a stressful week, but I'm doing okay. How are you, sir? And Daniel said, I
hello.
had a headache all day long and my mouth really hurts.
hey,
I'm
welcome
sorry,
back.
Daniel.
Yeah, my back. I can't tell. My stupid mic. Usually it shows when I'm speaking, but I guess maybe I got it turned lower or something. That
Oh,
sounds great.
yeah.
We
Yeah,
were
I, I
talking.
I've not seen Airplane 2, but knowing
Yeah.
Shatner sees the Enterprise, I got to watch that now.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And that was what? When did they make Airline 2? Like 1980.
80.
Uh,
So that was
Three?
you know what? My friends
after
let
the
me.
Star Trek movies started, right? So
I'll take a
Yeah.
look. Hold on. I'll take a look.
The first airplane is the best.
was that
Yeah,
79?
like I said, we have the
First
first.
airplane?
I
I
think
forget
it
my
was.
years.
I think it was
one, but not
81 or 83.
the second one.
Okay, maybe early 80s then, yeah.
So
Yeah, the first Airplane
we
movie
don't
is
have
an
the second.
all-time classic. I remember seeing it with my cousin in the theater when it first came out, and we laughed so hard.
There we go.
Seriously, I think we almost
Yeah,
injured
Airplane
ourselves.
2, the sequel. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Airplane 2, the sequel, came out in 1982. And
Okay.
I laughed so
Ah.
hard because William Shatner played Buck Murdoch, his old airplane guy. And
Yeah.
the original Airplane came out in 1980. Yeah, so the first one was
Okay.
1980 and the second one was 1982. So that's when
Lloyd Bridges
we
was
had really great
hilarious.
comedy. Yeah. Lloyd
Yeah,
Bridges
when
is nuts.
I saw Airplane with my cousin in the theater. We laughed so hard. Our ribs were aching for like 2 or 3 days after that because we said, "Are you still sore from laughing?" I was like, "Yeah." I never laughed. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever laughed to another comedy as much as that
Somebody's
one.
niece didn't laugh at all watching the movie.
That's
Yeah, we
disturbing.
just found out that somebody didn't laugh at all, and I said, "What cave are you coming out of? Are
Yeah,
you just
no
upset
sense of humor,
or
I guess.
something?" Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Lemon said, "Sorry to hear, Daniel. What's up with your mouth?"
Oh shit.
Yeah, we can go through this quick. He says, "I have a grounded down tooth, and my dentist says I have a bad infection, but I can't take pills because I can't swallow them."
Oh,
I'm
that's
sorry
not
to hear
good.
that, dude. Yeah, I just
Yeah,
recently lost one of my
if you got a
molars.
if you got a bad tooth infection, I had like a root canal like 6 or 7 years ago, I guess it is now.
Yeah, get
And
that
I
thing
was in
checked
so
out.
much agony. I was actually relieved to finally get, but he put me on antibiotic pills for like a whole week because he wouldn't even go in my
Jeez.
mouth until they got the
Right.
infection under
Oh,
control.
jeez.
It
Yeah.
was bad. Oh God, I don't think I've ever had pain like that in my entire life. Oh,
Yeah, now Brad
Daniel,
would. Yeah.
even can they give you like liquid antibiotics or something? Like you really need to get
Yeah.
that under control, man.
I think they can. I think they can. Um,
They could put him in the hospital and do antibiotics IV.
Oh yeah, I had strep throat once at fun time New Year's. I came down with strep throat like a week before New Year's, and it was so bad they put me in the hospital on an
oh,
IV for 2 days. Yeah, my
oh,
friends were out
jeez.
partying on New Year's, and I was lying in a hospital bed.
Oh no.
But I was glad because the pain. Once again, was pain so bad. I was glad to be rid of it. You know.
Yeah.
My
Now.
mother had yeast infection in her mouth a
Ouch.
lot, and she had to take this swish swash and spit, and it was so nasty.
Jeez.
Yeah. Now
Yeah,
Brad Wolf was
infections aren't
reminding.
fun.
Yeah. Now Brad Wolf was reminding us of Shatner. So he said, speaking of Shatner, the '90s sitcom Third Rock from the Sun. He occasionally guest starred as the big giant head. Yes, I remember that. And there was the episode where he had a great scene with John Lithgow talking about seeing things on wings of planes.
Oh, jeez.
I never
Classic.
saw that show.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny, Jay. Third Rock from the Sun. It has a
Yeah,
great cast,
I must say,
and
I'm with Jay. I've never watched the show. I never got around to it.
well, check it out on YouTube. It's got
Yeah, I
some
should.
episodes, and it's funny. And
I
just look it
never
up under Shatner and
saw.
the series. Yeah,
I never saw Frasier. Uh, Everybody Loves Raymond, Friends, and all of a sudden someone was watching it. A friend of mine, all those shows, and I kind of like them. I don't know why I didn't watch them.
They're all good shows. I would say Frasier's probably the most well written of the three. But
I agree.
Raymond and Friends are good too. They definitely have a lot of good episodes. So yeah.
And one series I definitely loved watching growing up. Well, two I should say on Fox. One, of course, was Married with Children because I had met Ed O'Neill
Yeah,
personally in
that
a
was
in
a
a
funny show.
mall. Yeah, in a mall in Oklahoma, in central Oklahoma, and they were promoting the series. And
Mm.
the other guy that played David Darcy, or I guess that played you know what's her name, the actress that plays Darcy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah. Well, it was the early guy that the first, and they were promoting the series, and I said, Ed, I said, can I call you Ed? Yeah, he said, sure. And I said, well, how is it going to be? And he says, oh, he says, if you think that life is, this Married with Children will turn it completely unnormal. Like it'll just be like not even logical, but it'll be funny as
yeah.
hell. And I said, oh, well then, funny as hell. I definitely want to see it. So yeah, I loved Married with Children, and I also enjoyed that '70s show with Topher Grace.
'70s
I
Hilarious.
show.
didn't,
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
didn't
I like
like
'70s
that.
show. Yeah.
Yeah. Lemon
Married
Pie
with
said, if
Children.
you
I
can,
don't know. I never got into Married with Children. I mean, I watched a few, and some of them were funny, but I just never got into it big enough, Mikey, to
Yeah.
watch a lot of them. But '70s
oh
show was actually that was a lot of fun. That was
oh yeah,
pretty
it
cool,
was.
and it was very true to the '70s because I was like a teenager in the '70s, so I could really relate to the characters. Like
Yeah.
they could have been friends of mine, right? That
Oh,
kind
I'm
of
sure
thing,
they
right?
could have
Hmm.
been friends with you for
Yeah,
sure. The way you were
yeah.
telling
Well,
me, yeah.
hey, I used to hang out in the basement with my friends in the '70s. Like that's pretty close to '70s show, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
pretty much
Yeah.
the same thing. Pretty much the same thing. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Our next moment here where we got the chat blowing up. Let's see. Lemon pie. If you can get some ground clove and mix it in water and swish it, it can help with the infection in the mouth. Yeah,
Oh,
that's
she,
that's true.
my mother passed away in 2005. Um, but yeah, if she was alive, I would get her to do that. But she had a lot of problems with yeast infection in her mouth.
I'm
They,
sorry to hear
they
that,
never
dude.
could find out what was causing it.
Yeah. Or the
Condolences.
product. Yeah. Or lemon pie says, or a product called Periobrite. It's a mouth rinse. I've heard of that. I have heard of that lemon. That has clove and other natural antibacterial things in it. Yes. Daniel said, I used to watch Third Rock from the Sun a lot on TV. It was fun. I loved William Shatner's The Big Giant Head. I did too, Daniel. I definitely did. Lemon Pie said, but I usually can only find it in Sprouts, Whole Foods, or other natural food stores or online, the kind of stuff for your teeth.
I think the
But
most funniest sitcom I ever watched was a British sitcom called Keeping Up Appearances.
oh, jeez.
That was the most funniest sitcom I ever saw.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I
You
haven't
know
seen
which
that one.
one? Yeah, you know which one I took a peek at? Just a peek, just a couple of episodes. I called it a peek. Was absolutely fabulous with Joanna Lumley.
That's pretty good, but it's very strange. Like the
Oh yes,
characters are very unappealing, but that's kind of what makes them funny because
yeah.
they're such train wrecks. You kind of love watching them screw themselves up every episode. And there's like the one is has the daughter that's the only sensible main character, right? She's always telling them to smarten up. And of course they never
Oh, of
listen to
course.
her. So yeah, that's actually pretty funny. I've only maybe watched the first three seasons. I think it was on for
Faulty
like 7
Towers.
years. Oh,
Yeah, the other
faulty.
one was
That's
Faulty Towers with John
oh,
Cleese. It's just hilarious.
and you know what's
What's
That one
great?
was
that?
just
Only
hilarious.
like there's only 12 episodes or whatever, so
Yeah,
you
I
can
think
watch
so.
it in like a day or two, right? And it's
Oh, of
brilliant.
course.
Yeah.
What's that British comedy show about a department store?
Are you being served?
Are you being
Yes,
served?
It's great.
I
Oh, it's
love
funny.
that little gay guy.
I think he might have been the first gay guy on a TV show. Come to think of it,
On a British TV show. Yes, I think it
on
was.
maybe any TV show, like as a
Or
regular
any.
character.
That, yeah, for sure. Any. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the actor's name. He was absolutely hilarious, though. Actually, the whole
Yeah, I
cast on
could.
that show was great.
Yeah, you know what? I'll look him up in a minute. I was just gonna cover this quick. Uh,
Oh, American
sorry,
television back then couldn't
but let me.
say what Mrs. Slocum
Okay,
said.
let me.
Oh my
Let me
lord.
write this. But Clove is. Go ahead, Jay.
I think I know what Jay's talking
Yeah.
about with Mrs. Slocum.
Her
Oh
little
yeah.
pussycat.
Oh,
Let's see.
endless
Oh,
pussy jokes with
hello.
Mrs. Slocum.
Yes.
It's
Okay.
hilarious.
Daniel says. Yeah.
I love that show.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Daniel says I love Married with Children a lot. As well, it's my favorite comedy. It was my first back in the '90s. I got the entire series in a box set. Lucky you, Daniel. I would love to have that myself. Nothing is funnier than Married with Children. Brad Wolf said loved Married with Children. Absolutely hilarious. Can't remember the other guy's name, but the character was Steve Rhodes. Yeah.
My
But I rather enjoyed Jefferson Darcy a bit more than Steve Rhodes. Well, that was Ted McGinley, who also was involved with Happy Days later on. He was a friend of Fonzie, who was played by Henry Winkler. And then when Fonzie did his own spin-off, which didn't quite work out, Ted McGinley was a part of that. So after he left that series, then he went over to Married with Children. And I thought he
they
was.
thought that when he got on Married with Children, they thought that that show was going to be canceled because remember he had a tendency to be on shows that got canceled almost immediately, which was Love Boat and Happy Days and another one. Oh man, they were afraid that Married with Children was going to be canceled.
Yeah,
Uh, didn't Love Boat and Happy Days go for a long run though?
they
Yeah,
both
they
did.
did, but he got on there just
Oh,
a few years before they got canceled.
so once
Right,
he joined, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay, I understand
yeah,
now. Yeah.
right.
and so did
Uh,
Happy Days.
yeah. And Suzanne says a warm salt pack also helps. Yes, it does, honey. It does. Yeah. Daniel said Jefferson is way funnier than Steve Rhodes. Yes, he is.
My
Mr. V.
do you remember my favorite thing of Are You Being Served with Miss Slocum was she was trying to tell her female attendant that her pussycat had an infection. And she was trying to give a pill to her pussycat, and she said in front of this customer, "So I just slipped it into my pussy." And he just went like, "Excuse me, look."
Oh God, I don't know how they. Well, this was like '69 when it started, and I guess it was mostly a '70s show. But I bet you couldn't get away with a lot of those pussy jokes today. I bet
Not in America back then. No,
Oh
no,
no.
no.
because there must have been dozens and dozens of them over the series run, right? I mean, it seemed
Oh.
like almost every episode she'd have a pussy joke.
Well,
Oh,
see,
I think so.
back in 1975 on Match Game, there was a British actress on Match Game, and she told Gene Rayburn that, oh, yes, in British TV, you can have nudity on TV. He said, oh, we can't do that here in America.
Yeah, actually, I can remember. I mean, there's some Canadian shows. I mean, I can't remember what ones, but there's been a few Canadian series over the years that have had bits of nudity in them, and
Yeah.
Mm,
yeah, it was
There's
fine,
yeah,
here.
there's a few. Now, here's a funny person that some of these guys are talking about. Mr. Bean is a close second, is what Daniel
Oh,
said.
Yeah.
I
great,
was
great.
introduced to Mr. Bean back in 1992. Okay,
Love
I'll tell you
Mr.
my
Bean.
little story about introduction to Mr. Bean in a moment. Lemon Pie says Mr. Bean is awesome. Okay.
Agree.
Yeah.
Definitely agree, Daniel Brad Wolf says. Lemon Pie
I
says,
don't know why
is
people
Mr.
didn't
Bean an
like his
alien? Is that the
Mr.
gist of
Bean
the
movie.
intro?
I loved it.
Yeah. And then Brad
Yeah,
Wolf
I thought the
says,
movie was.
Ted
I thought the movie
McGinley.
was really good, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Brad Wolf was trying to say Ted, but he put Red, but that's okay. Tim McGinley was thought of as a show killer until he managed to stay on the air. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, okay, let me tell you this, guys, and you probably heard me mention this before. The first time I was introduced to Mr. Bean, oh, also known as Rowan Atkinson, was in was in Never Say Never Again, where he played Nigel Smallfaucet with Sean Connery and Kim Basinger, and
I
he
love.
was fucking hilarious. And
I
I will
love
say the
Bond.
F word for that. Yes,
Bond.
he was
Bond
hilarious.
names. Bond names were so great back then, right? Small
Oh,
faucet. That's hilarious.
Nigel Smallfaucet, and and there is this one scene. There is this one scene where he comes up to Bond, Connery, and he says to him, he says, "I know where the boat is. The yacht that that one actor was playing Largo. Okay, so he knows where Maximilian Largo's yacht is. Bond knew that he was trying to act like he was, you know, doing close surveillance,
Uh-huh.
but just kind of like staying in the background. And he says, "Oh," and continue.
Mm-hmm.
Bond says, "Oh, and continue with the continuous cover." So, oh my god, he was funny. That was my first introduction to Mr. Bean. Was that movie? Never Say Never Again. And after that, I was just, oh my
I
god, he's
saw
funny.
him
He's absolutely funny.
in a British comedy, and apparently it was before Mr. Bean, and he was funny in it. I can't remember what the sitcom was, but
I have
I
seen him on
recently saw it.
YouTube. Yeah, I've seen him on YouTube on a few British comedies, and especially I think the one you're talking about, Jay. But for the life of me, I can't remember it.
I'm sorry. I see Lemon Pie's comment. I have trouble hearing, so I don't know if someone's talking or not.
Yeah, Jay has. Yeah, no, it's fine, Jay. No, I know you have that slight, and I no, I understand, honest, and I feel bad because I don't want to feel like I'm talking over anybody. But that's my problem sometimes. I mean, I do. I admit it.
Mm.
I guess that's why Lemon said that one panel center of everybody chats. Oh well, it's not. It's nothing personal. You know that, Lemon Pie. Will you read my last chat? I want to know your opinion. Is Mr. Bean an alien? Is that the gist of the intro? Now you know what? I don't think Mr. Bean is an alien, but he is probably one of the funniest stand-up uh,
Mm.
and and physical comedians I've ever seen
The
from
thing
Britain.
Pratfall
is,
comedian, yeah.
the
Yeah,
thing is, though, in the intro to Mr. Bean episodes, he does seem to land from outer space, flops down onto the street with like a beam of light, like he's being
Yeah.
transported down. So I think
yeah, he
you
does.
could
He
argue
does.
the fact that he is a space alien because you got to admit, Mr. Bean does seem quite alien to normal human beings. Like he's a
His
very original
face.
dude.
Yeah, his face. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going quickly back to the non-Bond canon film. NSNA is how I'll say it now. But his boggly eyes, even then, made me
Oh,
laugh out loud. Even towards the end of the movie, when he throws him into the pool, he
yeah,
has his suitcase, his briefcase, and all this stuff, and
he's
he says,
got those kind of googly eyes, right?
"Yeah." And he says to Bond, he says, "Oh, we need you back, Mister Bond. We need someone to help us, solve the problem of the civilized world." And he says, "Never again." And
When
then
he
Kim Basinger says, "Never."
You know,
when he tried,
I just looked up his career here, and I think
yeah.
one of the big series that you guys might be remembering and referring to was Blackadder
Oh
when he
God.
was the
It may
main
have
star.
been.
Yeah, from 83 to 89, he did 24 episodes of Blackadder. So,
Oh
you know,
God, that was
as
just too
Edmund
funny.
Edmund Blackadder. So that could be what you guys are thinking of because
That
that's
could
another
be.
Yeah.
classic. That's a great show.
Yeah.
Uh,
Brad Wolf
when
says,
he
"Yep." Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jay.
when he tried to talk in Mr. Bean, I don't know if it was my hearing because I've always had bad hearing, even as a child. And when he tried to talk, I couldn't understand anything he said.
Yeah, I know it's terrible. It is. It really is. Um,
Yeah, I
Dave.
guess he might have put on a kind of weird accent or something now that I think about it in Mr. Bean.
Mm.
He didn't talk much though. Like he talked so little. That's kind of like a bonus because you didn't really need to hear him talk to understand what was going on most of the time. So
Didn't he have a little bear on the bed or something?
Yeah.
that reminds that was I was going to mention that the Christmas episode. There were so many great
Yeah.
moments in that, and he had the bear on the bed, and the bear
Mm.
Oh
had
jeez.
it had no eyes, right? So
Oh
when he
man.
opens the little bear stocking on Christmas morning, he pulls out a pair of buttons and he puts them in the bear's eyes, and then the bear can like see him, right? He holds up the bear, and the bear,
Uh,
he says like, "How many fingers do I have?" And he holds up two, and the bear nods excitedly, right? And it's like, "Yes, you can see," kind of thing. I'll never forget
Oh,
that.
Brad Wolf. Yeah, Brad Wolf
Oh,
says, "Yep." Autocorrect hates me. Oh, I'm sorry, Brad Wolf. I'm not going to judge you at all because my wife has already called me a spell checker freak show. I love to correct people's spelling, and it's a bad, nasty habit. I really hate it, but I'm not going to do that to you. Not my friends, not my brothers. Yep, autocorrect hates me. Anyway, Mr. Bean is so funny. Rowan's face just makes he just makes me laugh every time I see his and I could watch that Never Say Never Again movie just for him, just to see it for him. Well, not just Connery, but for him. Kim Basinger, she can't act out of a paper cup,
uh,
so she's terrible. No problem, Jay Lemon Pie. Says it's not a problem, Jay. Now I feel kind of like a jerk for complaining. No, Lemon Pie, it's fine.
oh
Please don't
no,
feel like
no,
a
no,
jerk.
no, 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 no.
Oh, it's all good, dude.
I wonder
We're
if
we're
they
all
got
in the community
a
here.
bear in DS9 for Dr. Bashir as a kind of like honoring Mr. Bean or Radar O'Reilly. He had a bear.
Oh, uh,
Radar was like in the '70s though, so he was way before Mr. Bean. So yeah, I
yeah,
guess
he
Rowan
had a bear.
Atkinson
He had a
could have
teddy
been.
bear in
Yeah,
Mash.
he
Yeah,
could have been. I guess Rowan Atkinson could have been referencing that.
No, I meant Dr.
yeah, I
Bashir.
think so.
Did Bashir have a teddy bear? I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Oh
Dr.
crap!
Bashir.
Oh
He
yeah,
had
Dr. Bashir,
Bashir.
Alexander Siddig. Yeah,
what was the bear's
Sid
name?
Bashir.
Kalawaga or something?
Cowabunga
Something. It
was it
started with a
Cowabunga?
K.
Gee, I totally
I
forget
don't.
that now.
Oh, with a K. Chaos or clandestine
It
or
was
something
like
like. I don't know.
Kalawaga, Kalawaga. Nog had to get his bear,
Huh.
him and Jake, from Chase
I should look it
Masterson.
up. Yeah, I should look it up here in a minute or so and see what because I'm sure it'll mention it. I always go to Google search. They're so
Yeah,
good to find stuff.
that's my go-to as well. A lot
That
of people
is.
slag Google, but I think overall it's pretty accurate most of the time.
And you know what?
Yeah.
What's great too is the Internet Movie Database, or also known as IMDb. Oh my gosh, it is so full of knowledge there.
Yeah, I use
Great
that one
stuff.
less, a little less, because sometimes it's like user based and I
Mm,
don't depend on it for ratings at all for movies because some
mm.
movies I think are mediocre get high ratings because a lot of people pile on there and they just rate the heck out of it kind of
Oh,
thing.
of
So
course. Yeah, Lemon Pie said a really nice comment. Oh, Mikey, you, Pop, and Captain Finity all have the great trait of reading all chats. Thanks, sir. Aw, thank you,
yeah,
Lemon Pie. I'd love
it
to
is
be associated
good.
in that pile with Pop. Not so much Captain Finity, but thank you so much.
Oh, controversy.
That's
well,
okay.
well done,
That's
son.
okay. Radar O'Reilly is a great character.
He
Yes,
is.
I agree, Lemon Pie. Um,
Radar is great. Like he's a kind of a nerdy guy with glasses, and he's kind of heroic. Like you don't get that in a lot of TV, really. You know.
okay, Daniel reminded me of this. Thank you, Daniel. He says, I thought it was hilarious when Nigel Small Fawcett screamed Bond's name across the harbor. Then he introduced himself and said he made sure he wasn't followed. And Bond said, That's why you shouted.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's when we first get our
What is the
introduction
name of
to
that
Rowan.
movie,
And that's
Mikey?
what's that?
What's the name of that movie?
It's called Never Say Never Again.
Never Say Never Again.
Oh,
Yes.
that's the unofficial Bond movie,
That's the unofficial 26th Bond.
which was
But
Connery's
now,
very final one, right? So
well, no. Well, yeah, it was final movie as Bond. He wasn't a part of the Eon Productions, with
exactly.
Broccoli and everybody. He did it on his own, basically. But
Yeah,
Kevin McClory, who actually worked on Thunderball, took the story of Thunderball and just adapted it to modern day, which in that case was early '80s, and
yeah.
and it adapted it to that, and they made the. I wish I could remember the name of the actor that played Maximilian Largo in that one. Uh, it was a different actor that played Largo. But
I remember.
I know that Bernie Casey is Felix Leiter. He was a black Felix Leiter in that movie. So
And Never
I
Say
know he was
Never
in it.
was that was out at the same time when there was a Broccoli Bond competing against it in theaters, right?
Yes,
I
Octopussy.
remember like two of them being out within months of each other, if I,
Yeah, they came out
memory
in
doesn't
night. They
fail.
both came out in 1983,
Yeah.
and he was going up against Roger Moore's Octopussy with Maud
Oh,
Adams, and
Octopussy was a
so
good one.
it's an awesome one. So what they did, okay, so what they did was, um, this was probably the smartest thing they did. So what they did is they had Roger Moore talk to Sean, and he said, "Look, I know Sean, you're going to do a film." He says, "If you would be so kind, you know, with some British honor, and just go ahead and do it after us." And I guess the non-Eon company said to Eon, they said, "Okay, what we'll do is we'll let you premiere your Octopussy in summer, and then we'll go ahead and do our show, our movie in the fall in October." So that's what happened. They had Octopussy come out in the
Oh,
summer of '83, and then right after that was Sean Connery's Never
wow.
Say Never Again.
So they had a
So,
civilized gentleman's
and
agreement,
everybody
so
was
to
happy
speak.
because they hadn't Diamonds Are Forever.
Wow.
So
That wouldn't happen
yeah, his
nowadays.
agreement. He said he'd never do another one, but then he came back and did it anyway.
I'm
He
kind of
said he
glad he
liked the
did because
plot, so
I
I
yeah.
was
never I never liked Diamonds Are Forever. I thought Diamonds Are Forever was probably one of my least favorite Bond films. Really, I just didn't like that film.
I was sad when Roger Moore left as James Bond. I know he was getting older. I know he was getting to the point where he couldn't do stunts and stuff, but he was my James Bond. I grew up with him, and
Yeah.
it was just so sad to hear that he was retiring and they were trying to find a new James Bond. I liked Timothy Dalton only in the second movie he did, which was
License to Kill. License to
License
Kill.
to Kill. I
Yes.
love that's my favorite James Bond movie.
Well, the guy that played Sanchez, Robert Davi, he's in my top 5 of top villains. He is
Mm.
absolutely there, Robert Davi. Yeah, he is absolutely one of my top 5. He was fucking awesome, Sanchez. Daniel said that's why you shouted my name across the harbor. I laughed so hard when I first heard that. So did I,
But
dude.
you
So
know,
did I.
Pierce Brosnan should have done more than 4 movies. He should have done at least 12 or so.
I think that Pierce should have done at least 2 more. I would have been happy because
Yeah.
he did 4 of them. But see, the problem was is when he did Die Another Day, that didn't do so well. And I don't know if that's because of him, he got tired of it, or maybe it was because of Halle Berry. because I don't like Halle Berry. I really
Well,
don't.
people were thinking that they put Halle Berry in there to make her the new James Bond, but it wasn't. They were
Right,
trying to make her into her own movie as a spy.
right. Oh, and the lemon pie. Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to apologize or anything. You said you realized you didn't want to hear Cat's name at the moment, but in this respect, he deserved the mention. Yeah, I know. He reads over everybody's just like I do in pop. So, um, yeah, that's fine. No, I appreciate you mentioning me at least in the sentence. So that's a much appreciated, Lemon. Thank you. And he is one of our moderators. He moderates the chat. So Lemon Pie is to be commended for being one of those great moderators to help chats out. He does a wonderful job. So
Hell, lemon
appreciate
pie.
that, Lemon Pie. Yeah, he does a great job. Yeah, yeah, like I said, getting back to Pierce here for a moment, I wish he did do at least five, maybe six Bonds. Would have been nice. To be honest, I'd rather that Timothy Dalton had done the third one that he was going to do, right? Because
Yeah.
he was gonna do a third one, and I think it was going to be GoldenEye eventually, if it was going to have a title. But because they went through development hell for 6 years, and there was problems with
Well,
finances and Sony and
he
Eon and
wanted to. He
yeah,
wanted to split and do other movies.
yeah, right. And so I was disappointed. Do you guys remember? Do you remember Timothy Dalton? Did you guys ever see Flash Gordon?
Yeah,
And he played Prince Arbori in that. That was Timothy Dalton. As
I
like before
liked
he
him
did
in
Bond.
Rocket Man.
Yeah, he was in Rocket Man too. Yeah, he was. Now, Lemon Pie, yeah, PvP was a dark lord of the eggnog. He acquired so much eggnog at such a low price, the only thing he feared was losing his eggnog, which of course he eventually did.
Well, it's like Darth Vader always feared losing his power and control over the rebels. So I guess I can't argue with that.
Oh my god,
Well,
sorry.
Oh man.
Timothy Dalton's both Bond films didn't do good in the theater. They did enough to make another one, but it didn't do as good as with Sean Connery and Roger Moore. And that was
That's true.
another reason why they decided to go with another James Bond.
That's true.
And they
And
what was
Jay,
it? Pierce Brosnan that followed after
Yeah,
that,
he
yeah,
finally got out of his contract with Remington Steel, but they had
right?
already picked out Timothy Dalton.
right.
And
Yeah.
when Timothy finally decided he wanted to go, they immediately asked Pierce Brosnan. He said, "Hell yes,"
Yeah. And Daniel
because
said to you,
he
Jay,
really wanted the James Bond movie when Moore quit, but he was in contract with NBC for Remington Steel for another 2 or 3 years,
yeah.
and they said you can't get out of your contract. Well, look what happened. They got canceled the next year.
Yeah, right. And Jay, Daniel was responding to you. He said, actually, Jay, did you know that Pierce Brosnan was going to be in Casino Royale, but Pierce asked for $50 million to come back to Casino Royale, and he overpriced himself, and they said no. Yeah,
Well,
that's a
no,
little
I did
tidbit
not
that
hear
Daniel
that.
told me.
I heard a
Yeah,
different story. I heard that Pierce Brosnan said that he was tired of playing Bond after 4 movies
yeah,
and he was quitting. That was the reason why, and everybody gave him flack for that because they said we've been wanting you ever since the '80s, and now you're gonna just dump it. And that's the
right.
reason why every movie he came out with hardly did anything because they didn't like what they did, what he did with James Bond.
Well, he was. Don't forget that Pierce was in Mrs. Doubtfire, so he was actually
Yeah,
kind of funny in that one. He
Well,
was
that
funny in
was
that one.
before, wasn't that was before he got James Bond.
No, he was in Doubtfire after James Bond left off.
Oh, after? Okay.
Yeah, after. Yeah.
I'm
Robin
kind of
Williams
guessing
hated
that
him.
Pierce
Every time
Bros.
he went near Robin Williams would fart.
Right. What was that?
I'm,
Robin Williams didn't like him. Every time he went near Robin Williams, he farted.
Oh wow.
Poor Pierce.
wow.
Yeah, I just heard something from Suzanne. She was saying that in the Doubtfire film, every time that Pierce Brosnan came close to Robin Williams, he farted.
Yeah,
That's kind of
yeah, he
bizarre.
did.
Oh no!
Oh, that's
And
not
she
very
just
professional.
reminded me that. Oh my god! Wow, thanks,
I think
Dave.
I think Pierce Brosnan might have had that old problem too of being typecast as a secret agent. Because I mean, he did the TV show and then he did the movies, and it's like, well, this guy can really only play, like secret
Oh,
agents,
that's
right?
dirty.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it does happen, right? You get typecast in a certain kind of
Well,
Oh, for
role, and
like
sure.
then you
Um,
know,
it's like Michael
lemon
Keaton,
lemon pie. Oh,
Daniel.
sorry.
It's like Michael Keaton. After the second Batman, he asked for, um, I think it was $10 or $20 million for the next movie, and they said, "Nope, we'll just get somebody else." If he hadn't asked for a lot of money, he would have done the third Batman.
Right.
yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like how many
And
millions do you need, right? I mean, they should just
Yeah.
ask for a reasonable, maybe 3-4 million, and I think that would still give you a pretty comfortable retirement. It's like, geez, I wish I could get that kind of deal.
Well,
yeah, right. Lemon
Jack
pie said,
Nicholson's deal was in Batman. He got 5% of the box office.
Oh, that's the way to go. That's the way to
of
go.
the revenues. Yeah. Actually, I
Yeah.
thought it was 10%, but he did get a good percentage.
No, I think it was 5 because his pay was only I think it was just single digit millions, like $5 or $8 million, and plus 5% interest in the movie's box office, because he just knew that Batman was going to be popular. He said.
Excuse me.
Well, who wouldn't think Batman's going to like sell, right? I mean, Batman's like what 1939 or something. I mean, just
Yeah.
think we got like almost we're getting close to like what 90, 100 years of Batman now, which is
Nine,
kind of
yeah.
nuts. Kind of nuts when you think about it.
90, almost 90 years of Batman, right?
Do
Yeah.
you
Well,
know
it's like,
that Batman has done more better in the movies than Superman has in total?
oh, I would
Oh,
imagine
yeah,
so.
I would imagine so, yeah.
I think Batman's a more enigmatic character because he's not a superhuman from another planet. He's just an average dude that just happens to be well, he happens to be a billionaire, so I guess he's not that average. But he uses his wealth to, since his
Yeah.
parents were murdered, like the origin story. He uses his wealth to develop his skills, to train hard, to develop his body and his mind,
Right.
almost to near superhuman level, but he's still just like a real guy, which I think is why a lot of us relate to him because, I think, oh, well, let's say if I had a couple billion and I trained every day and I had, Alfred and, to kick my ass when I got lazy and, I just built my muscles up and I became like a brilliant guy. Like, yeah, I can be Batman, even though most of
Sure.
us know we never would. But
You
I think
Oh,
know,
all right,
that's the
guys.
appeal. That's the appeal, right?
Yeah,
the
all right, guys.
one
Let's catch up. Hold on, Jay.
the
I'm
one
gonna.
reason why I didn't like the Dark Knight trilogies and the last Batman is he
Right.
used a gun. He used weapons. Batman never
Oh,
used a
yeah.
gun or weapons
Not a
because
single one. No.
his parents were killed by a gun.
Yeah,
Right.
good point. Good point.
Yeah. Okay. Lemon pie. 50 million is steep.
Yeah.
Brad Wolf said, "Did you mention Flash Gordon? Sorry, I couldn't hear you over Brian Bless's voice in my memory. Oh yeah, go get them, Flash." Then there's Daniel who said, "I heard that Timothy Dalton could have been in Goldeneye, but for some reason he decided not to do it. When you see Timothy and Looney Tunes back in action, you can tell he wants to be Bond again." Yeah, I remember he did that animated live action short. Ooh, Robin Williams farted on purpose when Pierce went near him. How can he do that on demand? Lemon Pie posted Pop's help page there, donation. He said this is a little random, but in case he gets Pop a little more help. Thank you, Lemon Pie. That's much
Oh,
appreciated
oh,
from us.
by the way, if
Definitely.
anybody wants to know, Pop is actually scheduled to do the big move tomorrow because he
That's
talked
right. I
about it on.
heard that.
Yeah, it was on his live stream a couple nights ago when we were all chatting, and I guess the fellow that's going to, give him drive him out to Arizona, was supposed to be there today, and Pop said they were going to have a few drinks tonight and then get up early tomorrow and head out for that
Yeah.
long, long road trip.
It's a long road trip. Yes, 16 hours. That's what
Yeah,
Pop estimated.
he said
I
something
said it
like
would
that.
probably take 12. Yeah, I told him it would probably take about 12, 13 hours. But he did say that because they were going to make a few stops, 16 sounds about right.
Well,
So,
you got to take a few rest stops and maybe take a nap or something because you don't want to get
oh.
totally tired on the highway. I've done that once or twice and it's not a good plan.
Everybody, Brad Wolf says, I've got to go. Enjoy the rest of the stream, everyone. Thank you so much, Brad Wolf oh 07.
night, night,
You're
Brad Wolf.
awesome, dude.
I have to head off
And
soon
I hope
myself,
we
but
see
I'll
you
stay
on,
for a few more minutes. But
I want to see you there, Brad, because you're awesome. Yeah.
hey, Mikey, I'm just gonna. Do you mind if I post
So
that
thank you, Brad, for
very
coming
odd?
in. Yeah.
No, I just want to mention, if it's okay with you, I'm going to post that really good Indiana Jones review.
Private chat.
Yeah, I put it in the private, but is it okay if I put it in the public? Because I think there's probably lots of people here that might enjoy it.
Okay.
And it's nothing too controversial. It's
Yeah.
basically a really good, solid review where the guy analyzes the film and he enjoyed it. He really enjoyed it. And he even talks about like the time travel stuff in like the last 5 or 6 minutes. And he talks about
Oh, by
Archimedes and does a really good job analyzing
yeah,
it. So I was very impressed with him actually. So if you
yeah.
don't
By
mind,
all
I'll
means.
post it.
Yeah. No, I don't mind at all. By all means, yeah. Put it in the regular
Okay.
chat and let other people check it out. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I might even sub to this guy because I was actually very impressed. Like, there's so many, silly, things about, on YouTube about the film that I just think are, stupid. But this guy
Okay.
actually, I thought had a very thoughtful review. There you go.
Cool. Okay, cool. Also, Jay, Daniel says to you, I heard from the mouth of Keaton on a podcast that he said the reason why he wasn't in Batman Forever was because Keaton did not like the direction of Batman Forever. Keaton said it sucked. That's what he said.
Huh.
And then he said Joel Schumacher sat with Michael Keaton and they talked about what they wanted to do with Keaton. And Burton tried to tell Schumacher about the character. And Schumacher said, why does he have to be so dark? And then, of course, yeah. And then Brad was said he had to go. So, and then of
Uh,
course
uh,
he said, why does he have to be so dark? Why does he have to be so depressed? And with that, Keaton left and said your movie sucks, Schumacher. And you can't blame Keaton because Schumacher uh, does not understand Batman. The character is supposed to be dark, but that's his whole character. Yeah,
yeah,
I
if
agree.
Batman's that dark, he's boring, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's the dark knight, not the light having fun, at the beach night. He's the dark knight.
and 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 you know what, Daniel? Don't forget that when Val Kilmer did, Batman Forever. I mean, come on. He tells Alfred, "I'll get drive-through." I, you know, he says, "Can I trouble you for a sandwich, sir?" He goes, "I'll get drive-through."
Batman
Yeah,
of the
that
drive-through.
just made Batman. That just to me, like that made Batman like he was back as Adam West back in '66 and
Well,
campy. And I said,
yeah,
Batman's not meant to be that campy anymore. Can't
shit.
Batman's supposed to be highly intelligent and and a bit more, a bit more polite to Alfred. I think he treated him like crap, but that's me. But I just,
Yeah,
I mean, it's not fair for Michael Gough to have two straight Batmans in Kilmer and Clooney who treat him like total shit. I mean, come on, that's that's not even cool.
well, I think
Um,
Alfred is as cool a character as Batman in a way, really.
oh, he's cooler. He's
I
cooler
always
than
loved
Batman.
Alfred. He's
Oh
awesome.
my God, yeah.
Like even in the
Batman
60s,
forever ruined the date for me. Oh,
even in
that's
the
what Lemon
60s,
Pie
Adam
said.
West, I thought Alfred was awesome.
Yeah, Lemon Pie said Batman forever ruined the date for me, and then Daniel says, "Yeah, Batman is the Dark Knight. That's why Adam West Batman was hard to get into." Well,
Yeah, well,
we
it's a
didn't even
different era.
know. Yeah, it's a different era, but it's a but we didn't even know. I mean, after we thought that Batman was campy and funny, and Adam West, give him credit. He got he got Batman started on the right track, I think.
Well,
And then
yeah,
because
he
he got to have
he
a
put
little bit of humor, you
well
know.
before Adam West Batman in 1966 or whatever. What Batman was there? Like maybe 1930s serials or something, which nobody remembered, right? So
Something
basically,
like
for
that,
all
and it made
intents and
him dark.
purposes,
No, nobody
Adam West
remembers
was
him back then.
yeah,
Yeah.
Adam West was the first modern Batman, even if he was goofy and campy. He was the Batman that all of us kids, at least if we are old enough in the 60s and 70s, grew up watching and reruns and whatnot. And that's what totally got us into like media. I mean, I love, comics. I love reading the comics of Batman back then, but he was the first guy, Batman in media on TV or even before movies, right? And he did do a Batman movie actually as well, Adam West. So
Yeah, and yeah, and because after, well, like we said, after the Batman series ended, what was it, 1969? I guess it only lasted like 3 years.
I think I don't. Yeah, let me. I think it went for 3 seasons. I have to look it up. Might have been 68. I'm not sure.
Okay, so 67, 68
I think it
maybe.
started in 66
But
because
Daniel
there
said,
was.
66 or 67 was Batman. I think it was
okay,
66
so
to
he lasted a
69.
year, right? But 3 seasons.
It lasted 3 years.
Okay,
Um,
so 3 years. Okay. Yeah, Daniel said,
now,
I forgot to say this last night. However, even Salty Trekker told me that the Flash created the multiverse when he went back in time to save his mom. He created the Keaton Batman universe. Oh, wow, that's
Actually,
interesting. Yeah.
Actually, I was right, guys, because the first episode aired January 12th, 1966 for
yeah,
season one, 34 episodes. Remember, a lot of Batman was like back to back. They'd have one episode, and then the next night they'd
mhm,
have the second half. So it was like
yeah,
two episodes a year. There were like 120, but anyway, 19 January 12th, 66. Season two was September 66 to March 30th of 67. And then the
mhm,
third and final season cut back to 26 episodes. So that was started September 14th, 67. It did end in March 14th of 1968. So
Ah,
basically, its run
ridiculous.
was actually just like 26 months in total. They packed in those 3 years, right? So
yeah,
it didn't last long. It burned out pretty fast.
Yeah,
yeah.
it did. But Lemon Pie makes a good point. He says Batman 1960s worked because they didn't intend to be campy. It was just genuine.
I
Well,
think it
yeah,
was. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, true. A good
yeah.
point, Daniel. Yeah.
And
Now the
well, Lemon Pie said that, but also Lemon Pie said it was sincere, whereas Batman Forever was a clumsy attempt to manufacture campiness. Yes,
Yeah.
because
There's a
Val
difference.
Kilmer's
Yeah.
not funny. Val Kilmer's not funny. He's
There's
not
a
a funny
difference
man.
between innocent, naive campiness and, planned campiness.
well, do you
Exactly.
remember the 1930s serial in the theaters? You used to go every week to watch a new episode of this show, and they had one of Captain Marvel, Shazam, and it was the one where it made you believe that he could fly. But the thing is, they used a dummy.
Yeah.
But it looked like
Uh,
he was flying.
Well, it looked like he was flying, yeah.
that's good.
Okay, Daniel now says, so I asked, how is that possible? How is it possible that Ezra Miller's Flash created the multiverse in 2023 when we saw these universes in 1978 for Superman and 1989 for Batman? and Keaton, and he said that, and time is not linear. Daniel, let me correct you just real quick. This is not offensive. Just telling you, it's Linear. Okay, that's linear. Sorry, that's my spell checker freak show kicking in again.
Actually, I think time is quite linear because it's like it's 11:36 now, and in an hour it'll be 12:36.
Yeah,
So that seems linear to me.
Time
Maybe in
can also
fantasy
be
movies
fluid.
it's not linear, but I think in the
uh,
real world, I got to be at work tomorrow by 8 a.m. So yeah,
oh,
it
you
seems
better go,
pretty linear.
PvP.
I am
Yeah.
going to go. I'm just having
Okay.
a little quick drinky here, and I'm just about finished. So I'll probably head off in about 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we're gonna finish up in another 10 minutes. So,
Oh,
if
that's
you want
good.
to
Yeah,
hang for
I'm
10
going.
more minutes, okay.
Well, I might. I'll see if my
Oh,
drink
okay,
lasts that long. Otherwise, I'll
okay.
just crap out and get a few more Z's. But
Oh yeah, no
that's the good
problem.
thing. Well, the thing is, when it's Friday, usually I just work 4 hours. Tomorrow, it was a short week here because we had the July 4th holiday in the states.
Holiday right on Tuesday,
So
right?
our
Yeah,
office obviously was closed on Monday,
yeah.
and so the weird thing was I actually had to phone people on the July 4th, weird, but we had a short, actually, I guess we had a short week because of the Canada Day holiday, come to think of it. That's
That's
why,
true. That's
that's why
true. Yeah,
Monday,
July
yeah,
1st. Yeah.
that's why I had Monday off. So, July 4th not being a holiday in Canada, I actually had to call. I actually had to call people. The weird thing was, Mikey, I only probably spoke with like three or four people, and I actually, scheduled appointments for two of them, which were they were very happy to talk with me, which was great. I was relieved
That's
because I was expecting like
awesome.
angry people, right? And it was only the last guy I called on my one list that was like,
Yeah.
"Do you
Daniel says
realize
time
it's
is not
July the
linear
4th?"
too. He created the moment.
And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I'll call
Right.
another time." Anyway, sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt or anything.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, but he said, but it went back and forth. So we see these universes in 78 and 89, which is odd. And the last thing Daniel says is, it's hard not to think of time in a non-linear fashion. It messes with the mind. That's
Well,
actually very true.
The
that's
time
why
can be fluid.
I'm not a fan of time travel stories in general, because I think a lot of times, you know, I mean, there's ones I love, like City on the Edge of Forever in Star Trek. I think it's a fabulous time travel
I
story.
think it's a great episode.
You know, and
I, yeah.
even a so-called captain actually loves that one, which kind of surprises me. But he seems to adore that one, right?
Voyage
And
Home is a good time travel movie too.
Which one?
Voyage Home.
Oh, yes, yes.
I just think though, a lot of time travel, shows get it wrong. They kind of just muddle along and they make it up as they go along. And at the end of it, you watch it and you go, well, I'm not sure if that made any sense at all, you know? So I'm always kind of leery. Anytime I see a time travel story, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to like this,
Well,
you know?
one of my or one of our favorite, me and Suzanne, our favorite, one of our favorite time travel movies is Click, with Adam Sandler and Christopher Walken. And it
Okay.
is hilarious. Click, and it also has Kate
Hmm.
Beckinsale in it, and it's so hilarious. I mean, he can stop time with a remote. Yeah, he uses a remote control
Yeah,
device and
I
can
want to see
stop
that.
time.
Wow.
And one of the funniest scenes he does is David Hasselhoff plays his boss. And what he does is he tells him, well, you're going to have to work hard, to stay, because he wanted to spend time with his family. And Hasselhoff said, oh, okay, I'll give it to somebody else. He says, no, 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 no. He said, it's an advertising agency. So he says, oh, I'll give it to somebody else. And, you know, uh, he's also a builder. So it's a situation where he wants to do this new plaza for Japanese people, and so he's gonna give it to Swenson. And he said, "Oh no, no, no!" And then so you better get started. And then he clicks and stops Hasselhoff, and it is the funniest 10-15 minutes I've ever seen in my life. He slaps him upside the head a couple times. He farts in his face. He farts on his lunch, which is like salad or whatever. And I'm
Oh,
like, oh my god, I couldn't
Yeah,
stop
when
laughing.
he unfreezes him, he goes, "Ow!"
He says, "Ah, shit, I have a headache."
well, it's a good thing it was that innocent because I could think of a lot worse stuff done to somebody when they're frozen, right? Like, man, that could
Yeah,
have been
and
that
then, and then he
that could have
says,
been crazy.
"Yeah," he says, "Stacy." His assistant, played by the beautiful Sophie Monk. He says, "Did you shit in my salad?" He says, "Stacy." Oh my god, I just lost it. I
Well,
lost it.
that's good.
Oh,
Good
and
they
when
didn't.
he pulls
Oh, you're roboting.
down his
You're
pants,
going in and out, Mikey.
Yeah, you're turning into a
Sean
Dalek again, man.
Astin's pants in the wedding reception. God, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. He said it shows a speedo. It's just hilarious. Um, Daniel, yeah, you had something to say about Click. That's funny. Um, yeah, we're about ready to stop. I think. He says, "I love Click. It's sad that Sadler gave up the Universal remote. He could have just kept it. Sure, he could have, but then he got into trouble with it. You guys have seen the movie, haven't you? Yeah, I'm assuming you have.
Hmm.
Yeah, he could have got into real trouble if he kept it. So it's just as well he dumped it down the trash at the end of the film. Yeah, he said, "Thanks,
Well,
Morty." Yeah,
time has a habit of not correcting itself, but actually doing what um, supposed to have occurred. You
yeah,
know what
yeah.
I'm trying to say?
Right.
Like say Kennedy was supposed to die. Okay, time is going to find a way to kill Kennedy because he was destined to die. You can
Well,
go
yeah,
back in time and try to stop what's his name from shooting him, and he goes by. Okay, he's safe, but then time just wiggles around and another man shoots him, or the plane goes down and everybody dies.
right.
He's going to die. Time is going to correct itself
Well, there was an interesting episode
because
they had.
time is fluid.
Yeah. I just want to say to you, Jan, maybe you've already seen it, but when they did the Forrest Whitaker hosted Twilight Zone, there was a
Hmm.
really yeah, there was a really interesting episode about what if a woman could go back in time and kill Hitler before he was born,
Hmm.
and the woman that went back, the actress, uh, what was her name again? Damn it, I can't remember. Anyway, so she goes back, and oh yeah, sorry, Catherine Heidel. Yeah, Catherine Heidel. So she goes back as a nanny, and you know, and she's told by her futuristic superiors, "You must kill Hitler. You got to kill him before he's born." So go back as a nanny, as a secret project and
Right.
mission, and she couldn't do it. She couldn't kill him.
Uh, I actually ran that one by a captain one time about going back and killing Hitler.
Yeah,
He said it would be impossible because you would change history, and he says you can't change history. You can go back, but you can't really change anything. Which I don't. I
right.
mean, don't get me wrong. I know f all about time travel, which is why I generally stay away. Miles away from the topic. But some other people talk about it endlessly. So I
Sure,
just
they
thought
do.
I'd mention that.
But I'm gonna make one last point before I shut us down. The one last point I was gonna say was that when I looked at two different objects in the Flash, that I forgot to mention this yesterday, but when you look at the can of tomatoes and you think, okay, is the can of tomatoes that the Flash bumped against, is that the real catalyst of the whole, the fact you can't save your mom and that dad's gonna go to jail? Is that because of a can of tomatoes, or is it because of the fact that your mom was predestined to die like you said, Jay, with you
Well,
know
it's like
Kennedy.
the granddaddy paradox. If you go back and kill your grandfather and you try to go back in the future, you won't exist. You'll just
Yeah,
disappear before you get to the future because if your grandfather is dead before he has his son to where to have your father isn't born and you're not born.
right.
Yeah, that's why those altering the timelines past, time travel stories really don't make any sense. They're just
Well,
basically
and
implausible, right?
right, and that's what you know,
And you're
and
roboting again.
You're going
just
out real bad,
just
buddy.
go back
Geez,
and click
Mikey, is
real
it
quick
your
for a
your
minute.
internet or your
That's what makes
microphone?
clicks so well done, instead of backward.
Usually you sound
He
fine,
goes
but every
forward in
once in a
time.
while.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But maybe you're traveling in time.
Sorry.
That could be it.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
robot
That's why we
yeah.
don't hear you.
Okay.
You're going back in
Well,
time for a minute.
Einstein believed that time will always find a way to not correct itself, but whatever has to be will be, and time will make sure that whatever supposed to happen will happen. Uh,
Right.
that
And that's
he
So
and
said
you're
like I
there's
said,
no way you can change time because if
so
you do,
sure.
time will always find a way to win.
so you are talking about destiny in a sense, I'm thinking.
Um, he didn't really call it destiny; he called it a something paradox.
But if it
A
was kind of
predestiny
determined, if it was
paradox.
determined to be, that does sound like destiny. I
Yes.
mean, at least to me it does.
Yeah. Yeah, lemon pie. If you
But
had a
see,
time machine rather than
if
kill
you went
Hitler,
back in time and
yeah.
you killed Hitler, time would make sure that somebody would do what Hitler did.
Yeah, to start World War II. Right. Yeah. No, and that's a good point, lemon pie. So if you did have a time machine rather than kill Hitler, you could get the guy who started World War II. Uh, there's so many to choose from. It's not just Hitler. There's Yamamoto over in Japan. There's Mussolini over in Italy. Make your. There's even FDR who kind of got it started himself.
Yeah,
After the attack
take
on Pearl
take
Harbor.
take
You know,
Oswald out.
yeah, sure.
And what
Take
about the
Oswald
people
out.
who crucified Christ? Like you could just take them out too, right?
Oh, you know who you could kill from that era? You go after Herod, kill King Herod first, and kill everybody after that, like Herod Antipas and whatever. You wipe all those people out. You never kill Christ. Christ,
Yeah, or
lives on for a long time.
take out the really bad emperors of ancient Rome, like Caligula. Just wipe them out. Maybe ancient Rome would still be going today, if they didn't have some really bad emperors.
Yeah, that's okay. Lemon pie. Yeah, World War I. I thought I said though because that led to World War II. Yes, sir. You're right. Well, you know what you could do is go after the guy that started World War I. Now we were kind of elaborating on this real quick.
Oh, that was the
Uh,
guy that shot that dude in Austria, wasn't it?
well, Serbia Croatian guy.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
guy. I can't remember the name, but yeah, he
Punipers.
assassinated
It
that
was
dude.
Punipers, something like that. Yeah. But
And
you go after that
the
guy.
crazy
Yeah.
thing was the guy that died. He was so vain that insisted on being sewn into his suit every morning.
Yeah.
So he was sewn into his suit so tightly they couldn't rip it open and take care of the wounds, and they might have saved him, right? But
Yeah.
since he was so vain, he actually ended up dying, which triggered World War I. So that's kind of crazy, but that's what I've read several different times over the years. So
Yeah.
crazy shit.
Okay, guys. Yeah. Now this is the name of him. His name was Gavrilo Princip. His name was Gavrilo Princip. He was a Serbian Croatian, and he went ahead and shot and killed King Ferdinand. Uh,
Ferdinand, that's the
yeah,
one.
Ferdinand the First. Yeah, he
Yeah,
killed him, which basically started World War I. So if you go
yeah.
after Gavrilo Princip, you go and find out where he is. You go back in time and knock him off, then maybe we don't have World War One. Maybe we don't even have a war.
Hmm.
So if we had
So
no World War One, we'd have no World War Two.
that's exactly right.
So but would we even be talking to each other now? Because the world would be totally transformed.
Oh, I'd be totally transformed. We probably wouldn't be here talking in a stream about it.
I mean, if we had no World War Two, maybe if Stalin has still existed, he would have
Oh yeah,
taken over the
Stalin.
world, and we all be speaking Russian right now.
Oh sure,
Well, if we didn't have World War II, we wouldn't have all this technology.
that's true. That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So let
It
me
was
find this.
actually,
So
yeah,
I'd go back. Yeah. So he says. So I'd go back and unsew that suit. LOL.
yeah, yeah. He made a big. Well,
I
that's
would
what
too.
vanity will do you in, right? I've always thought that. But never be vain. Never be vain.
Without World War II, we wouldn't have the conveyor
Oh
belt
my god.
that Henry Ford created.
Oh yeah, it would
I
have
Yeah.
think
changed. Well,
didn't he
Well,
create that during World War II, or was it before? No, it was before. It was before.
eggs for planes and stuff. Yeah, that was before that.
Yep.
that's why
Okay.
I'm not a
Well,
big
you
fan
know
of
what,
time
guys?
travel. It just changes too much, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since I have you guys for just about 5 more minutes, give me 5 more minutes of your time, okay?
sounds good. Yeah, I'm just about
Let me
ready to
ask.
crash.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Let's start with you, Jay. If you had to go back or no, if you were wanting to go back in time, and they give us that opportunity to go back, who is the one and only person you would love to meet, like meet in person, if you went back in time? If you went back, think hard, because there's a lot of people.
Well, if it was me,
Yeah.
I would like to, but I know I can't do it because he has to die for our sins. But I would want to try to save Jesus. But if I could go back in time,
Yeah.
I would like to have met um oh, what's his name? Oh shoot,
Is he a
I can't think
musician?
of the president's name.
Oh, John F. Kennedy.
No, uh, shoot, Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
Oh,
Wow.
good choice.
Great
Great choice.
choice. Great choice.
Oh man, I would love to sit down with Lincoln for a couple hours and pick his brain about why he did what he did. Great man.
Oh, I actually would love to meet him when he first became president. That would be awesome. Before he starts the Civil War
I
or
actually would have
gets into
loved to
it.
have met him towards the end of his term, Mikey, when he'd gone through all that crap, and ask him, why did you do what you did? Why did you do the Emancipation
Emancipation
Proclamation?
Proclamation.
Yeah,
Yes.
why did you decide to free the slaves? Why did you know, stand up for civil rights? Why did you do that at the risk of your own safety? We know how
Sure.
that ended, right?
Well, we
I
know.
would.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually
That's a great
went. I
choice.
I actually went to Ford's Theater in 1997 with my mom. We went on a 3-day holiday, and we actually, went to Ford's Theater, and they did the little reenactment of the play. I
Yeah,
actually walked down the side, you know, little side venue up to Lincoln's booth, which of course they had roped off, but I was in like maybe within like 6, 7 feet of the chair he was shot in that
Wow.
night, and oh my God, that's one of the most powerful moments of my life. Walking down,
Yeah.
I I walked down the rug that Abraham Lincoln walked on. I was like,
yeah,
oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this, right? And
Yeah.
then after that was over, when they finished the little stage play, they
Yeah.
said, okay, the tour guy said, come across the street now, because it's right the house right across the street where they took Lincoln's body, when he was dying.
yeah,
And I actually walked in and we saw the room. I mean, the bed was not the original bed because that's in the Lincoln, museum now, but it was a recreation of the bed, and it was the exact room where he spent his final hours before he
yeah,
passed from his brain injury. and I was so moved. I mean, I was so moved.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's
Now
one of the
I,
PvP.
great days of my life. It was,
you
Mikey.
Yeah.
know, I would
Now PvP.
like to.
I'm sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
I would like to bring George Washington, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and Abraham Lincoln into our time and let them see what this country's gone through.
Oh no!
Oh no!
They'd probably you'd probably have to get a barf bucket or something.
Oh no! You know darn well that George Washington would start another revolution.
He would.
But
He
who would
would
he
in a
revolt
heartbeat.
against?
Yeah.
Wouldn't be
Right.
the
I'd go
English.
with him. I'd go with him.
Oh God, it's a sad state,
Oh,
isn't
now
it, man?
PvP. Yeah. Now PvP. Who did you say that if you had one person, who would you go back to want to see?
Well, this is not a big historical thing, but it's I'm a big well rock. Look at my I'm rock and roll, right? My avatar.
Of course.
So that's kind of as much as I love, media, TV, movies, which we talk about all the time. And don't get me wrong, I love that stuff. It's like top of my list. But the very top of my list has always been music because I can remember back when, like in the 70s when I was a teenager and I had some really I did not have a good family life. My family was quite dysfunctional and my refuge often was putting the tunes on my stereo and
Yeah.
listening to my music for hours and hours and hours on end, right, as a kid.
Sure.
And so my first choice is anybody I'd want to meet and talk to for hours and hours if I could would be David Bowie.
Wow.
Mm.
Now,
I
would you?
I I
Now, let me interrupt you for just a second, PvP. If you're
okay.
gonna go back and see David Bowie, do you want to see him as the glam rock he did at Ziggy Stardust, or do you want to
Oh,
see him later on when he's like,
I saw him
when he's
three
older?
times actually, Mikey.
Yeah, yeah,
I was actually fortunate enough. I saw him the first time I saw him was like '83, the Serious Moonlight tour at BC Place in Vancouver, which was
cool,
actually the very first rock and roll concert BC Place ever featured. So that was very historic. And
awesome.
the thing is with BC Place, they have a lower bowl and an upper bowl. They
Yeah,
very rarely fill the upper bowl. They almost never do. It was
wow,
sold out that night. There's like 54,000 people in the
damn,
stadium.
wow,
Oh yeah, and we didn't have the greatest seats. We were quite a ways back because we didn't pay the top price. But still, David had the giant screens, and he had the fantastic band, and he
Yeah.
was doing his the Let's Dance album, with all those great albums like Let's Dance and China Girl and all that stuff, and his old
Oh,
stuff
that's
too.
David Bowie. Okay.
Oh my
Okay.
God. And he was the style. He had this blonde, hair, right? And then he came
yeah,
out and I think in one I can't remember if first or second, he had like the powder blue suit and then halfway through, he disappeared and changed into the peach colored suit and he was just so enigmatic and he had such a fantastic band as he always did. Always the best musicians and the stage, I'll never forget these giant glowing columns. It was like probably the biggest stage I've ever seen to this day. It was gigantic at the end of the Coliseum. And oh
wow.
my God, he played for like 2 hours and it was just incredible. Just
That's
mind
that's
blowing.
that's impressive.
And
Okay,
yeah, and I saw him a couple of, but anyway, I got too long. Anyway, I just wanted to mention ever since when I bought his Ziggy Stardust album in 1972, Mikey,
yeah,
I've followed him ever since then religiously because I find him fascinating, and I've watched a lot of his interviews, and he has a lot of really interesting things to say about fame and being an artist. But
and he has a lot of great music over the years. There's
oh
no
my God,
denying that.
have you ever checked out his albums?
A couple. I'm gonna only say like maybe two albums.
Oh God,
Some stuff that he did in like the mid '80s.
it's seven actually the stuff from '69 probably to '81 are his peak.
Yeah,
He did
probably those.
a string of like 10 or 12 albums that were absolutely pretty much perfect then.
Right.
I will let you know later. I will give you recommendations if you want to listen.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure, for sure.
But
Um,
anyway, I'll just keep this brief. I'll try and wrap it up because I know I'm being a pain in the ass. But
oh, you're
um,
not. No, stop.
I bought his first album in 1972 when I was 14 years old. I had
Okay.
no idea who David Bowie was. Back in 72, there was no internet. You'd only read about these guys in a magazine once in a while, right? So what sucked me in was the cool cover. So I thought, okay, this, and on the back of the album it said to be
Yeah.
played at maximum volume.
Yeah,
And I
but
thought my parents will love maximum volume. So I bought it and it blew my mind. And ever since then, he's so I can't understand him because he's so
yeah.
complicated. But he's when you see his interviews, he's so down to earth and basic and direct, right? And he's got a great sense of humor. But yet, when you delve into his, music, it's very, very. I mean, you can enjoy it on the surface, but it's very, very deep if you want to dig deeper. So anyway,
I will.
I know I went on too long. I'm sorry.
Oh no, 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 no. You and Jay are dear to me, and when you guys, when you do talk, I love listening and I love hearing you guys because it means the world to me. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you my pick in just a sec. I do want to finish up what Daniel says here. He says it's like I was talking to someone. He told me if you go back in time and change things, we could risk not being born. Like let's say you go back in time and stop Adam and Eve. Um, and stop Adam and Eve from eating the forbidden
Whoa.
fruit, then they would not have got kicked out of Eden. Then events would not have happened. No Roman Empire. Different people would have got with different people. Our bloodlines would not have formed. We would not exist. There'd be no other people here now. So everything happened at the way they did, so we can exist. Then everybody said, "That's cool in PvP,"
Oh, thank you. I
and
have no idea exactly what I'm talking about. That. Thank you, Lemon.
no, he loved it, and
I went on
he
too
said it's been
long.
an awesome stream, folks. Oh no, you didn't. Um, I'll just give you a quick three of people I really want to.
I
If
think I
if I
would go
really,
and see my dad again.
I love Daniel's mention about no Adam and Eve, though. That's kind of freaking me out,
Yeah.
actually.
yeah,
I'm like,
it is. Me
whoa,
too.
that's
Me too.
very deep, Daniel.
Woo. That's deep, Daniel, for sure. No, I'll just go quickly with the three that I've told my wife before. I really want to see them if I was able to go back in time. Uh, First of all, would be Jesus Christ. I would definitely want to go see him before he gets crucified because I realized he had to. But I
I
would have
thought we were
loved.
only talking about one, though.
Well, he is my number
Okay,
one.
it's your stream. You get three.
I get three.
I'm just being a shit disturber. Sorry,
Oh
Mikey.
no, you're not. Stop. Yeah, no, Jesus Christ. Number two would be Mahatma Gandhi. I would definitely go see him before he got sacrificed by the
Okay.
British. And then the last person I'd want to see would be John Lennon before he got assassinated.
Oh, John Lennon. Yeah, I would put John Lennon on my list for sure.
Oh yeah, I'd go to the Dakota Hotel the night before and warn him, hey, there's this guy named Mark David Chapman who wants to blow your head off.
It's like,
You
hey, there's
know.
this asshole that's gonna kill you tomorrow. Don't go out. Stay in with Yoko and just like drink some beers or something.
Drink some beers, have sex, do whatever.
Yeah. Well, drink some beers while having sex, whatever. It'd be better than being killed, right? Uh,
Yeah, my wife
that
just
really
said,
bums me out still that Lennon's one of my great musical heroes and he did
I,
not deserve that. Damn.
yeah, Suzanne just made me laugh. She said, "Ew, sex with Yoko Ono? Yikes!"
Well, it'd be better than no sex. Hey, I'd have sex with, well, maybe not nowadays, but back in the 70s, I probably would do her because it's like, I'm alone. Hey, by the way, I'm
Oh,
available, ladies. Not wink,
woo.
wink.
I'm sure
Oh,
Jay's
God.
popular around the ladies down there in Louisiana too. The way you sing and stuff, brother, and
Oh, God.
hang out. I bet you're a great. I bet you're a fetching catch to women down there in Louisiana land, my friend.
Well, I have had 40 girlfriends,
Oh, there you go. Oh
and
my
it's
God, he
only
just
because they cheated on me. I didn't cheat on them.
Uh-oh.
damn those
That's not
women.
good.
That's not good. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
you don't
lemon
want those
pie's
kind of
gonna.
women.
Hey, lemon pie, you're gonna have to add that to your list of eggnog forever jokes that you put on PvP.
I actually think Lemon should put out a 12-month calendar next year with these quotes. I'll have to send him a PvP image of some sort. But
Of
I
some
think this
sort.
could make a great 12-month calendar.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah.
Yeah, drink some beer while having sex, PvP.
I don't even
Okay.
mean to come up with this shit, but I somehow I do. I have this creative mind. I guess it doesn't turn off. So oh
Yeah.
well, oh
Yeah,
well.
it's
Blessing and a
difficult.
curse.
Yeah, it's difficult. I agree with you, PvP and Jay. It is difficult to find women. I had to go through two miscreants. I call them until I finally found Suzanne. So thank
Miss
God for
Wrongs.
Suzanne, Viola Craig.
Now the only thing, Mikey, at my age, I'm kind of, you get scared as you get older because there's so many people that want to take advantage, right? And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, I know there's dating sites. I could put up a profile, but it's like, damn,
Yeah,
I don't want
you
to
do
end
get
up with somebody.
yeah.
I'm happy alone. I don't want to end up with someone that'll
Me.
make me
Yeah.
miserable, right?
Yeah.
So I hesitate.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, well, yeah, gentlemen, I think we have reached our point of no return here. So
Sounds good.
um,
Yeah, I'm ready to
I want
crash.
to thank you. Yeah, yeah, me too. It is late for me. Um,
Yeah, it's
okay,
like three
so
something
Jay,
there. Jeez.
PvP. Yeah, so Jay, PvP, you guys are absolutely awesome, and I appreciate you guys joining me here on the chat and the panel tonight because I thought I would just be rambling for like an hour, and then you guys just made my night and made it awesome. So again, I thank you both for being here. Lemon Pie, you are always the master of the hammer and the moderation and a moderator's dream. And I appreciate you being here to help us out because you are awesome. And any stream, like he goes everywhere, and I'm always we're always glad to see him. I mean, wherever he goes, Lemon Pie is perfect to be there. Daniel, you are awesome as always. You know you're my brother too, and I appreciate you being in here. And yeah, let's finish this out. There is a woman out there for you, and I PvP, not the same one. I hope not. Daniel said, I would have back to October 1st, 2022. I would tell myself to stay away from a certain person. I was at the wrong place at the wrong time, and I talked to the wrong person, and this person lied to a friend. Yeah, Daniel, that does happen. But I hope you find someone too, sir. I don't hate you. Yvette, hi. How are you, Yvette? I also don't like people talking behind my back on a live stream. I'm working and having to listen to the shit. You said you would not say God save, uh, God save the king. I don't care if you like him or not. It's part of the Canadian heritage. Well, I
Um,
explained
I
myself earlier, Yvette. So,
I must have got
uh,
here late because I don't remember Yvette being pissed off, but I guess
well,
I
she's
got
been
here
pissed
late.
off with me over other besides that. So, and she
Oh,
says,
okay.
"Don't slag me off again for being right." I'm not
Okay.
slagging. I'm not slagging.
Nothing to do with
Daniel,
me, thankfully.
yeah, right. And Daniel finally he says, she lied to a friend of mine. I lost my friend over a lie. This wouldn't have happened if I just stayed away from this a hole. Things would have been different, and I could have still been friends.
Get over
Uh-oh.
it, Daniel. Get over it.
Yeah, Daniel, get over it, please. Yeah, don't let things dwell like that. We all three of us up here, and I know for a fact you now, of course, we've all been through the hatred and the betrayals and everything. But don't let it dwell on your soul or on your mind or anything because you're a unique, special person, Daniel, and you're gonna find somebody special. Just leave it in God's hands, okay? So if you care about God, Yvette, that's what I use in my chats. Is that I say God is great, God is good, and leave it in God's hands. That's what I say. So
Well,
just to answer
can I
Yvette.
just make
So
one quick observation before you tune out the stream, Mikey?
yes, sir.
Um, I think this is the most awesome community I've ever found. I think yourself and a lot of the people here, I think they're amazing. I mean, I think you guys are cool. I think you're intelligent. I think you have a lot of opinions that I value. Um, and there's many channels. I mean, I'm not just talking about the few channels here, but there's probably, I don't know, five, six, seven, eight. I don't know how many channels that I've subbed to, and some of them I check out regularly. Some of them I don't because I'm working pretty much full time, and I don't have a time to check out everybody every week.
Yeah.
But I'm just
Me
amazed at
too.
how cool this channel is because
Yeah, yeah.
let's face it, there's been a few people. There's been a few people that have had very, very difficult, hard times in the last month,
Yeah,
and we know, I don't have to mention them. We know who I'm talking about, but
Yeah.
there's actually another person on Twitter today.
sure.
I don't know if I should mention them, but if you want to go and check out your Twitter feed, they posted that they are devastated because the job they're doing now, they got switched to another job at where they're doing, which means if they don't come up to the numbers required in 3 weeks, they will be let go. It sounds like, and the person said there's no way they can meet those targets because the
Yeah.
the technology they're using is just too antiquated to do it.
Yeah.
So they're basically expecting to be fired in 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and they said they're going to
That's
be,
rough.
yeah,
That's
yeah, they
rough.
said they're going to be like doing live, streams every night, maybe doing karaoke or something to try and make a little bit of PayPal money. But yeah, this person's pretty freaked out. I got, so if you want to just go and check out Twitter, if you guys are on the same streams I am, you'll probably see it. I don't want to bring up a channel,
Yeah.
Yeah,
without permission.
that's
Without
yeah.
permission.
No, that's okay. I think with that, gentlemen, we will go ahead and stop the stream because I
Yeah,
know it's getting late for all of us. And
yeah.
like
I
I
gotta
said
get
Yeah.
some
again,
sleep. Yeah,
yeah, and like I said again, I appreciate you gentlemen for being here on the panel with me. Daniel's Hot Topics, my brother down there, I appreciate you being there. Yes, Yvette, I even appreciate you popping in because I wanted to see you and express why, you know, it is as it is. Lemon Pie, of course, is a great moderator. So, again, sir, thank you for helping us in the chat and to moderate what happens. We also
Hmm.
had Resolute Germ, and we had my beautiful wife, Moon Pies and Deja Vu's mom, was in here too. So, thank you, my beautiful wife, Suzanne. And along with Resolute, we had Gorilla, uh, Gorilla's Random Thoughts. Make sure you check out their live stream on Sunday night, please. We're going to be doing the movie Glory. So I'd love for you, JN, and
oh,
PvP to be there to
oh,
help on that.
that's 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 probably my favorite war film of all time.
It's one of my favorites too, and about the Civil War. And I
I
I told him, I said, I know I want PvP and Jay to be there, and Daniel too. So
Is that a
I hope you
watch
guys can
party?
be there.
Is that a watch party, or should we watch it before?
It's a watch party. Yeah,
Oh, if it's
it's
a
it's
watch
it's
party, that'd
set.
be awesome.
Yeah, it's set for Sunday. According to what Gorilla said, 8 p.m. same
So
time.
that's on Cosme or something. Then
Yeah, he'll
I'm
have it
thinking.
on Cosby and he'll be in the
Great,
chat.
great.
Normally, because normally what I do is when it's Gorilla and Resolute, they usually will let me on the chat on the panel so that I can moderate the chat and also the fact that I've seen the movies already.
Right.
So I mean, I practically know what's going to happen next. But
Oh,
I like to
yeah.
throw in a little bit of facts, from what I learned in Civil War history and
Yeah. Oh,
studying
that
it
would
and
be
everything.
good.
So
Yeah. Well,
yeah, so we're gonna do that. Yeah.
I've seen Glory probably half a dozen times, and it's just incredibly moving. It's an incredibly awesome film every time I see it. I won't
Oh
go
yeah.
give away spoilers tonight, but anybody, please, if you've never seen Glory, please, please, I'm begging you, please tune in that night to the watch party and watch it with us because
Please
it's
do.
it's probably my favorite war film of all time, and
It's
it's
definitely
incredible.
Yeah, it's definitely in my top three because I also like Gettysburg, and then besides Glory, and then the other one I like is actually an earlier one that I got to watch in cinema class, Birth of a Nation. That is a great one too.
Oh, well, that's one of the early silents, right?
Oh yeah, it's great. No, it's
I've
still
heard of
great.
it. I've often intended to watch it, but I never got around to it. But
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway.
I mean, those are great films, but seriously, Glory.
Yeah, Glory is great.
If people haven't seen Glory, I urge them to actually watch it on their own before the stream if they can, because it's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind, folks.
Yes.
It's so good. The story, oh, the music. Is that James Horner that did the music? I can't remember, but the music, oh, the music swells up big, heartfelt tears
It
in my
will.
eyes every
All
day.
right, so then that's how we're going to end today in Resolute. Yep, in Resolute and Gorilla's Watch Party. It'll be on Gorilla's Random Thoughts channel. So please come and join us. And with that, with this tonight,
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys again for coming, Daniel, everybody that came to the stream, my beautiful wife, Suzanne. Thank you, everyone,
Thank you.
for being here. And as like oh, you're welcome, guys. And as I like to say, please be safe out there. Take care of yourselves, and especially, God bless you all. Take care.
Night, everybody. Bye.
Good night, everyone.